What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 10 centigrams chapter 161. It's no wonder that the 5 elders are not crazy. The research results of Vegapunk can be directly applied to the artificial manufacture of wood-style cells. The medicine that can directly transform the human body and create the bloodline boundary has greatly shortened the research and development time. Li Zan's mood became happy, and the mood of the world government became heavy. The 4 admiral-level masters had just come here, and they saw Uchiha Madara and others who were waiting for them. Not only did he not escape, but he took the initiative to wait for us here, trying to kill us all? It's really scary. Is it too ignorant of our Marine Admiral? Kizaru looked at Uchiha Madara and the others on the opposite side and joked with a smile. Uchiha Madara looked at Kizaru and said sarcastically, "When you ran away just now, you weren't so arrogant." Kizaru's expression froze, and then he said without a smile, "I like your arrogance, let me be your opponent, let's go." As soon as the words fell, Kizaru's body turned into a golden light and charged towards Uchiha Madara. "Good come." Uchiha Madara shouted. Blue energy shot up from him, turned into Susanoo and fought against Kizaru. Great eruption. Akainu's face suddenly stiffened, and his right hand turned into lava, turning into a huge lava fist and punching Fujitora and the 3 of them. Gravity knife. Tiger. Fujitora's expression remained the same, and with a sudden swing of the cane knife in his hand, the dark purple devil fruit ability turned into a gravitational impact, and the powerful horizontal gravity instantly tore apart the huge magma iron fist. "Have you changed your cane?" Li Zan in the distance looked at the power in Fujitora's hands, making sure he had changed his weapon. Although the new knife is not as good as Fujitora's original one in quality, it is exactly the same in shape and style. As long as the style doesn't change, Fujitora can still use the original moves. The quality of the sword is nothing to a master like Fujitora, because he can strengthen the sword with armament haki. "Marshal, let this old man be your opponent." Fujitora opened his pale blind eyes, the pitch-black armament haki covered his feet, and walked towards Akainu. Akainu, an opponent who can cover the ground with magma, is very unfriendly to a blind man like Fujitora, and it is very likely that he will step on the mud like magma. Fortunately, Fujitora has the ability of Gravity Fruit, which can resolve 1 or 2. Marine Admiral Green Bull stared at Senju Hashirama and grinned. "I feel a similar breath to me in you, let me see your abilities." The Green Bull waved his hand, and the apprentice in front of him shattered instantly. A long tree branch sprang out of it, and the sharp top was covered with armament haki and stabbed at Senju Hashirama. Control. The ability of trees? Senju Hashirama was delighted to see the hunter, and he put his hands together to form a wooden wall in front of him, blocking the branches of the green cow. "You can also see my wood style." Wood Dragon Technique. Wooden Golem Jutsu. The wooden dragon with golden light in his eyes broke out of the ground and put Senju Hashirama on his head, and then a wooden giant appeared, wrapped the wooden dragon around his waist, and strode toward the green bull with great strides. "It's a very interesting trick, I'll try it too." Green Ox stared at the wooden dragon and wooden golem created by Senju Hashirama, without hesitation, activated his Lobia plant and fruit ability, and a large number of tree branches and leaves condensed in front of him, turning into one dragon and one person, welcoming him. The wooden dragon wooden golem of Senju Hashirama killed the past. "It seems that my opponent is you. Advance." The Iron Wall of Success, Magellan, the poisonous fruit ability. "My ability is just enough to restrain you." As for the unknown person who controls Magellan, our abilities are somewhat similar, but you should not be my opponent. If you are very strong, there is no need to control Magellan, right? The strong are proud. The Admiral-level powerhouse codenamed Baigu from the Secret Service Organization, Paramecia, has developed his devil fruit ability to the point of awakening. Before, the land around him instantly turned into white bones, and then quickly gathered around him into a giant of white bones, wielding a long sword of white bones and killing Uchiha Shisui. "Is this Susanoo from Pirate World?" Uchiha Shisui complained. The green Susanoo became more powerful, wrapped Magellan and killed the agent's bones. Poison Dragon. Magellan activated his poisonous fruit ability, and 3 poisonous dragons circled around Susanoo, attacking the giant of white bones fiercely. It is a pity that the defense of the bone giant is airtight. Magellan can't penetrate the venom, and can't hurt the agent bone. "Are you the top agent of the world government again? Use the awakened ability of devil fruit to create bones, and then use the bones to turn into giants, which is similar to Tezzolo's trick." Li Zan stood in the distance and commented in a flat tone. "There is a white substance in his hand, which is transformed into white Zetsu under the infusion of chakra, and then uses it as a sacrifice to reincarnate the golden lion Chengtu. Do you want to join the battlefield too? There is no opponent who can match you on the opposite side." Li Zan gestured to the battlefield in the distance. The 4 admiral-level masters sent by the world government were blocked. Senju Tobarama, Ghost Lantern, and Namikaze Minato were busy dealing with the marine masters brought by the admiral masters. Armament haki is invalid. The ghost spider cut the ghost lantern in half with a knife, and the place where the ghost lantern was hit turned into a liquid, and then quickly reorganized. "No, the effect is still there. However, my current state is a bit special, and this effect means nothing to me." Ghost Lantern Huan Yu laughed, and a large amount of liquid flew out from his body, forming another ghost lantern Huan Yu in front of him. Compared with the real ghost lantern Moon Moon, the image of this ghost lantern Moon Moon is cute, like a Q version of a cartoon character. Steaming dangerous. Let's go. Second Mizukage launched his own trick. The special water raised his hand and summoned an arm, killing the ghost spider vice admiral. Senju Tobarama and Namikaze Minato used the flying thunder god technique to roam through the middle and smash like top assassins. The endless chakra brought by impure world reincarnation allows them to unscrupulously launch ultimate moves, which greatly makes up for their lack of attack power. Golden Lion watched their battle, shook his head and said, "No, I have no interest in their battle. The world government used my corpse for experiments, and I want to take revenge on them. Remember you told me before. To the island of Marijoy." Whitebeard said in the chat group, "Golden Lion, do you really want to do this? You will cause a sensation in the world. After all, in the eyes of the world you are dead." Shiki, the Golden Lion, said disdainfully, "Do you think Laozi has as many scruples as you? I don't care." Unlike Whitebeard, who treats the members of the pirates as family members, Golden Lion treats his subordinates as tools and acts recklessly. Li Zan didn't stop him. Golden Lion let him make a fuss if he wanted to, just to see the means and strength of the world government. Shiki, the Golden Lion, quickly found it, and flew it towards Marijoy from an uninhabited island after flying it up with the Lion Fruit ability. Marijoy. What is that? Looking at the huge shadow flying over from the far horizon, Marijoy's guard was a little surprised. Ask for flowers. Like a cloud. Don't be stupid, how can there be such a thick cloud? That's right. The colors of the clouds are different, and the color of that thing is the same. Maybe it's a whole cloud, isn't it allowed to have such a big cloud? Clouds. I can see it clearly, it's an island. Several guards chatted with each other for a while, and after seeing the flying island, the spirits of the dead were blown away, and the alarm sounded without a word. Since Fisher Tiger's attack on Marijoy, Marijoy's guarding has intensified a lot, and top experts were checking the situation soon after the alarm was raised. Golden Lion. Impossible. The Golden Lion is dead, and the corpse has been used for experiments. How can he reappear? The five elders looked at the flying Golden Lion through the window and said in disbelief. Yee ha ha ha. Damn world government, damn celestial dragons. Okay, this is the reward of this uncle. The unruly laughter of the Golden Lion resounded in Marijoy, and then the huge uninhabited island fell from the sky like a meteorite. Damn. Stop it now. The expression of the five elders changed greatly, and at this time, he didn't care about his demeanor anymore, and went out without saying a word. With the blade in the hands of the five elders, the sword was unsheathed, and the swordsmanship of the great swordsman level was displayed, and the grand sword sheath fell on the uninhabited island. The other five elders also took action, and the top agents stationed in Marijoy were not idle either, and the overwhelming attack blasted the uninhabited island into the air. However, even if it is a broken uninhabited island, its fragments are the size of a house, and they still have terrible destructive power when they fall. Like a huge meteorite being beaten into a meteor shower, the people in Marijoy watched the meteor shower fall on their heads, and they turned their backs for a while. A large area of Marijoy's buildings was destroyed, and most of the survivors were buried by the meteor shower. No ha ha ha, isn't this the famous five elders? What a mess. I never imagined that you, who rule the world, would be so embarrassed. Golden Lion laughed loudly, looking at the disgraced five elders below with a sneering expression and a frenzied mockery. Golden Lion, come down and die. The five elders looked at the Golden Lion with blood-red eyes, and challenged him with the tip of the knife. No, I refuse. Golden Lion stretched his tone and said mockingly. Are you afraid? I really didn't expect that Shiki, the Golden Lion who was not afraid of the sky, was also afraid. The blonde five elders looked at the Golden Lion with a gloomy expression and said mockingly. No ha ha ha. If you think I'm afraid, then I'm afraid. Anyway, the mouth grows on you, whatever you say is your freedom. The Golden Lion Shiki said with a smile, completely refusing to eat the set of five elders. I have seen your world government's ability to reverse black and white. Why should you care about your opinions? Anyway, no matter what I do, the result is the same. Golden Lion opened his mouth with disdain, turned and left without saying a word, making the five elders a little dumbfounded. As long as I'm shameless, your aggressive methods are meaningless. Golden Lion Shiki thought proudly. The group leader is right, this move to bring justice from the sky is indeed very powerful. Five elders go crazy at once. Marijoy suffered heavy casualties, and half of the building was damaged. If I come here every 3 or 5 times, 5 elders are not crazy. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 162 Kneeling to Rule the World. After Shiki, the Golden Lion, brought justice to Marijoy, he turned and left without hesitation. Facing Shiki, the Golden Lion with air dominance, the 5 elders did not dare to fight in the air, so they had to let him go. Damn it. The 5 elders were furious and helpless. They have seen Akainu's end, and they also know the reason for Akainu's defeat. It's dangerous to fight in an environment that's not in your favor, and the honorable 5 elders don't want to take the risk. Damn pirates, it's getting more and more shameless. The five elders rebuked Shiki, the golden lion, for being shameless, completely forgetting that they are the tyrants of the shameless world. How did the golden lion Shiki come back to life? Who knows? There are more and more strange things on the sea, it's really a headache. Take care of the aftermath first, damn golden lion. The five elders glanced at Marijoy, who was almost in ruins, and was displeased to arrange for people to handle the aftermath. It didn't take long for the government agents on Kizaru's side to call. The invaders have a combat power no less than ours, and we are not sure to take them down and ask for assistance. The five elders stunned. What did you say? We sent 4 admiral-level powerhouses. This lineup is enough to destroy the 4 Emperor's pirates. You are not sure to take them down? The agent on the opposite side replied. According to our observations, there are only 2 people with admiral strength on the opposite side. But they controlled Magellan and Akainu, and the admiral-level combat strength increased to 4 people. The 5 elders are speechless, their fighting power is what we have added to him, 433. With a move in their hearts, the 5 elders hurriedly asked, have Momosagi and the T-Dolphin been controlled? The government agent replied, we didn't detect them, they shouldn't be contained. The 5 elders said, you let them hold on, reinforcements will arrive soon. After hanging up the phone, the knife-wielding 5 elders spoke first. The top agents of Marijoy can't move anymore, this is a necessary defensive force. If there is support, I can go out in person. The blonde 5 elders suggested, if Garp and Sengoku ride the Uzumaki current, it won't take long to reach the battlefield. Mustache 5 elders said, if they shoot, what will Impel Down do? The bearded 5 elders said, Garp and Sengoku don't need to be dispatched all, just let Sengoku go alone. Now that the Kizaru side is evenly matched, an admiral-level powerhouse is enough to break the situation. The knife-wielding 5 elders clapped. That's good. Let Sengoku join the battlefield by boat, and I was prepared in the past. Impel Down. Looking at Sengoku, who was about to leave after answering the phone, Garp said with a disappointed face. Sengoku, this matter is really non-negotiable. I can completely replace you. Sengoku said to Garp with a speechless expression. You heard that Akainu was controlled by the other party, so you wanted to teach him a lesson, right? Garp took out a donut and laughed. It's a failure, you found out, but what does it matter? In this way, I can show my strength better. Sengoku snorted. Don't even think about you. You will definitely kill Akainu if you go to deal with it. What if Akainu comes back one day? Garp said indifferently. How could Akainu come back? Although I don't really look down on him, I have to admit his strength. As long as the other party is not brainless, even if he is killed, he will not be allowed to come back. Sengoku was speechless. Although what you said makes a lot of sense, is it inappropriate for you to say that? How can you say that Akainu is also Martial Marine? It's a bit inappropriate for you to give him a death sentence like this. But thinking that Akainu killed the Fire Fist Ace with his own hands, and persevered in chasing Garp's grandson Luffy, Sengoku didn't say much. It was normal for Garp to have resentment against Akainu. In the chat group, Lee Zan. The reinforcements from the world government are here, withdraw. I have already sensed their presence, and they will be here in 10 minutes. Senju Hashirama. About 10 minutes. Well, let's retreat. Although the speed of the boat is not very fast, the top powerhouses can come quickly. Uchiha Madara regretted. Is this retreat? What a pity. This Marine Admiral, who is as slippery as a monkey, I haven't taught him a hard lesson. Golden Lion Shiki laughed. Gia ha ha ha. Are you talking about Kizaru? It's not easy to teach him a lesson. He's the type of person who would rather give up a chance to win than risk himself. Uchiha Madara reluctantly said, I see, I regret choosing him as my opponent. It's not fun to fight against such a slippery enemy. Senju Hashirama. Ha ha ha. It was my luck that I met an opponent with similar abilities and fighting style. Whitebeard. Logia's plant and fruit ability is indeed a good ability. However, I think there is still a certain gap between his plant and fruit ability and your wood style. Lee Zan. It's Yang Dun. The plants and trees produced by Admiral Green Bull are natural plants and trees. Although their firmness can be exaggerated, there is one thing that Green Bull can't do. That is life. Fire Fist Ace wondered. Life? Lee Zan. Senju Hashirama has a strong masculine power. It can infuse tangible things with life. Haven't you found the wooden golem and wooden dragon that he made, like living beings? One Piece Roger. If you say that, it seems to be true. After those wooden dragons and wooden golem's eyes lit up with golden light, they seemed to be alive all of a sudden, and their strength became much stronger. Uchiha Madara. Master Group Leader, how do we retreat? Did you use the Chengtu reincarnation technique to summon us directly, or did we break out by ourselves? Uchiha Shisui. If the group leader summons us with the summoning technique that comes with the Chengtu reincarnation technique, what will Magellan do? Lee Zan. Take Magellan away and break through the encirclement yourself. Can you do it? Senju Hashirama. Try it. Senju Tobarama. It's close to the sea, so it should be fine. Second Mizukage Ghost Lantern Moon. Near the sea? That's right. We can use the sea to escape, no problem. Wood style, birth of flowers and trees. After confirming that he wanted to escape, Senju Hashirama immediately launched a big move, and the thick roots of the 4 or 5 people together rose into the sky, directly covering the entire island with a layer of vine floor. A strip of vines stood up, and huge buds grew on the top. After the flowers bloomed, they emitted poisonous pollen. Pollen is poisonous. The expressions of everyone on Marine's side changed, and toxins were definitely the last thing they wanted to face, which could be seen from how difficult Magellan was. Sage mode. Sage art, true several thousand hands. Senju Hashirama clasped his hands together, the immortal mask instantly appeared, and 1,000 big hands smashed into the green cow and the others. Gravity knife, tiger. Fujitora's face changed, and observation haki made him sense a huge creature, not to mention a horizontal gravity shot against true several thousand hands, and then pulled the meteorite to bombard the Senju Buddha. Meteorite. Tengai Shinsei. Uchiha Madara saw that Fujitora wanted to use a meteorite to smash the Senju Buddha, a good friend, so he activated Rinnegan's pupil technique, and 2 huge meteorites smashed towards Fujitora one after the other. 8-foot Chongu Jade, 8 boards Guyu, Susanoo 99. 9 dragons. Meteor Volcano. After Senju Hashirama took the lead in opening up, the others were not to be outdone, and the earth-shattering ultimate moves erupted one after another. The island where the scientific research base was located could not withstand such a bombardment, and was constantly shaking and shaking. If it weren't for Senju Hashirama's birth of the flower tree world, which had wrapped him with copper belts and a vine shell, the island would have been torn apart by now. Retreat. Get out of here. The expressions of the generals on Marine's side changed drastically, and they ordered the soldiers to retreat without saying a word. The top masters have opened up, and they will be cannon fodder if they stay here. Good chance. Senju Tobarama and Ghost Lantern smiled slightly when they saw this, and they used water-style ninjutsu at the same time, and the whole sea was immediately controlled by them. The sea, which had turned turbulent due to the shaking of the island, after Senju Tobarama and Onigan Genyu added strength, set off a raging wave and hit the island. Tsunami. Sengoku and the 5 elders armed with knives, who were arriving by boat, became mad when they saw the fluctuation of the sea. Natural disasters are the most terrifying weapons on the sea. Fuck. Trouble. Flash. Help me. Kizaru's body turned into a golden light and rose into the sky, dodging the 10,000-ton huge waves that fell down from the tsunami. Fujitora used his devil fruit ability to make a huge rock vacate, supporting him and flying away with the bones and the green cow. Aren't they hiding? The bones looked at Uchiha Madara and the others on the island who did not choose to escape, and then saw large water balloons suddenly appear, wrapping Uchiha Madara and the others. Water style. Water prison technique. Uchiha Madara and the others, who were included by the water prison ball, flew out like cannonballs, drifted on the sea like a slug, and disappeared in the blink of an eye from Kizaru and the others. Kizaru's body was suspended in midair, and he frowned and said with a distressed face, using the water made by yourself to avoid the attack of the sea. What a terrifying ability. Bai Yu couldn't help but said, Kizaru Admiral, please be serious. Kizaru spread out his palms and said helplessly, I just sighed about their difficulty, why are they so excited? Besides, I didn't let them go, I've worked really hard, okay. The corners of Bai Gu's mouth twitched, and he said speechlessly, what do you call hard work? Among us, you are obviously the easiest. Kizaru said nonchalantly, that's just an advantage brought by my devil fruit ability. What can I do about it? If you don't think hard work, please explain that your record is better than mine. Bai Gu's face turned black, and he kept his mouth shut. Although he didn't like Kizaru's stance as a foreign worker during the battle, it was an indisputable fact that Kizaru was entangled with Uchiha Madara. Can't tell. I know, you think I don't work hard just because of my attitude, not because of what I do. In fact, even if I make a hard-working attitude, the results I get are no different from what I did before. Kizaru is triumphant and educates the bones with the attitude of a past person. Bai Gu's eyelids jumped, and he changed the subject. Stop talking about this, let's talk about how to explain it to the world government. Soon after. Marijoy, between powers. Although the scientific research base on the island has been severely damaged, according to our investigation, it can be determined that both Dr. Vegapunk and SSG were taken away. Not only that, but the scientific research equipment and experimental materials inside also have traces of being transferred. How did they do these things in such a short time? I don't know, maybe it's Devil Fruit's ability that gives them the means beyond imagination. After the 5 elders learned about the situation of the scientific research base, they felt haggard. What happened to this world? Damn it. Those damned criminals who came out of nowhere. 3.7 They ruined the plans of the world government. Without SSG, what would we use to replace 7 warlords of the sea? The equipment and achievements related to SSG are gone, and Vegapunk is gone. Maybe we can restore this part of the technology, but it will take too long. That is, we're going to keep using the 7 warlords of the sea and slow down the pace of unifying the world. Damn it. It seems that in our lifetime, we won't be able to see a truly unified world of the world government. The 5 elders mourned that their dream feat was impossible. All they can do now is to maintain the status quo and maintain the balance of the sea as much as possible. Compromise with the world government member countries and not interfere in their internal affairs. Compromise with the 4 emperors' pirates and allow them to occupy such an important sea area as New World. Compromise with the 7 warlords of the sea and give them legal plunder. Compromise with Marine and acquiesce to their demands of pushing their noses on their faces again and again. MMP. In this way, aren't we celestial dragons kneeling and ruling the world? The blonde 5 elders became more and more angry and slapped the table angrily. No way. Who made us need their help? Dominate the world, it's not cold. Mustache 5 elders consoled. Cold, very cold. I'm getting old and my legs are bad, and I can't kneel down. The bearded 5 elders said angrily. Air cold. When will we celestial dragons stand up and rule the world? Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 163. My schedule is full recently. After the world government cleaned up the mess caused by the ninja attack, Marine Admiral Fujitora was transferred to Marijoy to be in charge of security work. The 5 elders believed that Fujitora's gravity fruit ability could resist the Golden Lion's justice. However, in Fujitora's justice, he doesn't like the celestial dragons and the 5 elders, and even hates them very much. How could he willingly go to Marijoy as a security guard? In the end, however, Fujitora accepted the job as a security guard because the 5 elders gave too much. The 5 elders, who are mature, are naturally not so simple as to give the money directly to Fujitora, but to increase Marine's military expenses. With persuasion from within Marine, Fujitora accepts Marijoy's guardianship, and 3 days later, he successfully resisted an attack by the Golden Lion Shiki, which made Golden Lion Shiki feel very pity. If he had awakened this skill early in the past, Fujitora, the gravity fruit ability, had not joined Marine at that time, and it would not be easy for the world government to stop him. Of course, judging by the fact that Shiki, the Golden Lion, has an infinitely powerful body, it would not be difficult to raise Marijoy to the ground, but Li Zan stopped him. If he just wanted to destroy Marijoy and celestial dragons, he would have done it. In the days that followed, the world government carefully searched and analyzed the information on the group of living dead, and found useful things from it. That is the wood style used by Senju Hashirama Li Zan used to use when packing up Kaido. Could it be that group of people of unknown origin are actually Li Zan's subordinates? That makes sense, because we've never heard of the ability to control Marine Admiral, and Li, it happens to have all kinds of abilities that we don't understand. If Li Zan really had this power, I'm afraid he would have replaced world government long ago. That's right. How can those ambitious pirates restrain themselves even after they have great power? Though that group of powerful men of unknown origin cannot be Li Zan's subordinates, but Li Zan is likely to have something to do with them. Send someone directly to ask. It's best not to. It will inevitably startle the snakes. The world government is very weak now and can't make trouble for itself. In this case, we can provoke infighting among the pirates. There are too many powerful pirates who are restless in the sea, and provoke them to deal with Li Zan. If Li Zan can't hold on, he will definitely try his best to get foreign help. When the time comes, we can see what his relationship is with those people of unknown origin. The 5 elders discussed it for a while, and quickly came to a decision. At this moment, Li Zan's territory. Momoshage stared at Li Zan in front of him, and asked in disbelief, are those strange powerhouses really your subordinates? Li Zan shrugged and said, I have answered this question to you many times. Since you don't believe me, why are you asking again and again? Momoshage frowned, I just don't understand, what's the point of you doing this? Li Zan laughed. Are you asking whether I arrested you or did I not declare war on world government? Momoshage replied. Both, Li Zan said with a smile. You may not believe it, you were purely an accident. As for what to do with you, I have no idea. I originally planned that if the world government and Marine were severely damaged and the remaining forces could not continue to stabilize the world, then put you back with Shamai and Magellan. But the world government is stronger than I thought, so you can't go back. Momoshage looked incredulous. How can you be so kind? Li Zan said with a smile. This question is just enough to answer my second question. It is because of my good intentions that I did not declare war with the world government. I am a good person, I used to join a Marine, you should know about this. If my nature is evil, Zephyr and Aokiji will not support me. Momoshage was silent. Li Zan said. I don't have the idea of declaring war with the world government yet, so please live here quietly. Wano Kuni is isolated from the world, and the world government can't find you. This is good for everyone. Momoshage asked suddenly, how is the T-team and Akainu? Li Zan said. Akainu's words, he is now my servant. As for the T-Pulse, he is exchanging his labor and sweat for food and accommodation. Momoshage stunned. You let him work as a laborer. Li Zan laughed. Is there anything I can't do? I can't let him fight for me, let alone let him do management work for me. Then all he can do is work as a laborer. Momoshage was speechless. Why can I not work? Li Zan smiled and said. Because I am a person who loves fragrance and jade, I can't bear to do such a rough job as a beautiful woman like you. Simply put, I am raising you. Don't be too moved, you can actually show your love to yourself. Momoshage. Seeing Momoshage looking at him vigilantly, Li Zan waved his hand to comfort him. Don't worry. My schedule is very full recently, it doesn't matter if you don't agree. I won't tell you, I have to go see them. In the chat group, Senju Tobarama. Master Group. We have already researched the potion that can artificially create the blood limit. Senju Hashirama hurriedly asked, is it a medicine that can make wood-style cells? Senju Tobarama replied, that's right. After all, the main material we are working on now is wood-style cells. Compared with other hematogenous cells, wood-style has great advantages. Li Zan. How does the potion work? Senju Tobarama. A key to wood-style and sage body, how much it can achieve depends on the talent of the user. Li Zan. Very good. First use it to develop a genin world, and then push the pirate world. By the way, is there no problem with the Hokage world recently? Whitebeard. Ace and I were watching the fun near the grass ninja village recently, and their super weapon, the Box of Bliss, is about to finish charging. Li Zan. Really? Then I need to see. Who will deal with them then? One Piece Roger. Let me go, I really want to see the super weapons in the Hokage world. By the way, is that Box of Bliss strong? Li Zan. It is said that it is a powerful weapon left over from the Sage of Six Paths period, which can fulfill people's wishes like the Holy Grail. Someone once mastered it and almost ruled the whole world. Lancelot. The same thing as the Holy Grail, not Blacken? Li Zan. Why not? Of course it is possible. The legend that the Box of Bliss can make wishes come true is false. Its true form is a weapon that brings destruction and fear. Irisfield. I feel like this thing is no different from the Black Holy Grail. There will be no problem with the village that charges the Box of Bliss? Li Zan. Is there any need to ask? Of course there will be problems. Let's go and see the situation in the ninja world. Hokage world, Grass Ninja Village. Looking at the huge Box of Bliss in front of him, the leader of a small ninja village couldn't help but ask the leader of the Grass Ninja Village on the side, and said, can this thing really help us defeat Li Zan, the conquering man? The Grass Ninja Village leader sneered and said proudly, what is Li Zan? The Box of Bliss is the ultimate weapon of Sage of Six Paths. We of the Grass Ninja Village almost used it to get the whole world in the era of Sage of Six Paths. The leader of the small ninja village no longer said much, but he was muttering in his heart. Was there a Grass Ninja Village in the era of Sage of Six Paths? Then your Yi Ninja Village really has a long history. Box of Bliss, help us conquer the world. The leader of Grass Ninja Village looked at the Box of Bliss that was fully charged, and expressed his wish with a frenzy on his face. Boom. As the voice of the leader of the Grass Ninja Village fell, the entire Box of Bliss suddenly swelled, and then a dark monster jumped out of the Box of Bliss. The shape of the monster with long legs, long hands, a pair of wings, a short torso, and a big head makes people feel uncomfortable at first glance. Roar. After the monster appeared, without saying a word, the leader of the Grass Ninja Village in front of him launched an attack, piercing his heart with one claws. The leader of Grass Ninja Village was stunned until he died. Didn't he promise to help me rule the world? You actually took action against me. Run. Seeing that the leader of the Grass Ninja Village was killed by 433, a group of rabble chose to escape without saying a word. The most terrible thing is that their escape caused panic, which made more people choose to flee with the flow. Don't run. Let's kill it together. There were also some ninjas who chose to kill the monsters. They tried their best to kill the monsters while preventing themselves from being pushed down by the scattered crowd. Outside the Grass Ninja Village in the distant sky, Li Zan stood in the sky, quietly watching the civil strife in the Grass Ninja Village. In the chat group, Lancelot. Is this the monster in the Bliss Box? It doesn't feel like a strong look. Irisfield. This thing shouldn't be as evil as this world, right? Li Zan. Of course. Although this thing also represents fear and destruction, but there is a huge gap with the evil in this world. Who will destroy him? One Piece Roger. I'm me, the group owner summoning me over. Li Zan found the life information of One Piece Roger in Vegapunk's experimental base. After summoning him out with reanimation jutsu, he came to the ninja world to make his own waves. Whitebeard laughed and said, Gu la la la. I would also like to see the level of this monster. By the way, what is its name? Li Zan. Be born with enlightenment, move with enlightenment, and die with enlightenment. Its name is Enlightenment. Golden Lion Shiki. Jia ha ha ha. It's a good name, I want to know it too. Li Zan. The three of you are going on together? A bit bullying, woo? Shiki the Golden Lion. No way, it's so boring. Li Zan. Okay then. If that's the case, then do as you wish. Summoning technique. Li Zan fell to the ground, and summoned the three reincarnated guys, and the three coffins slowly rose in front of Li Zan. The three of Whitebeard came out of the coffin, and rushed towards the Grass Ninja Village like Xuan. Li Zan had told them not to worry about the casualties in Sao Nin Village. Li Zan doesn't like this village well. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 164. A new person joins the group. The three legendary pirates attacked together, and Amir, Enlightenment, was naturally not an opponent. It was quickly suppressed by the three of them, and then they were beaten like sandbags. Although the original Whitebeard trio could also defeat Satoru, it would definitely not be as easy as it is now. But with the Earth reincarnation given by Li Zan, their strength has skyrocketed. The powerful moves that originally required a lot of blue bars and a long cooldown could now be released not only at will, but also continuously, and it would be hell if, Wu could resist them. After the first battle, Wu was beaten to ashes by pure power, and the box of bliss was also destroyed. The entire Nin village was reduced to rubble, and the rabble gathered here to fight against Li Zan was wiped out. After this battle, there was no force in the entire ninja world to oppose Li Zan in the only ninja village. Some forces that were still on the sidelines and were indecisive, even the ninjas from the overseas islands and the underground black market obediently went to the only ninja village, registered. After that, the atmosphere of the entire ninja world changed. The spies and battles that were all over the ninja world suddenly disappeared, and the tense atmosphere disappeared. Without ninja villages big and small, there will be no spies who come and go, and there will be no ninja wars that affect the entire world at every turn. Peace and stability appeared in the ninja world, the only ninja village. Standing in front of the window of the village chief's office, Li Zan was silent as he watched the situation in Shinobi Village. If you want to ask why, he is standing here to provide vision to the undead in the chat group. Senju Hashirama in One Piece world sighed with emotion. The only shinobi village is more prosperous and peaceful than Konoha. I really hope that this peace and tranquility can be maintained forever. Uchiha Madara sneered. It's not easy to want eternal peace. Fighting is the root of human beings, and it is difficult to cure. But the group leader is strong enough. As long as his rule is strong enough, the ninja war will not break out. Li Zan corrected. No, you are wrong. Although fighting is unavoidable, overall peace can be achieved. Senju Tobarama asked curiously, Master, what are you going to do? Uchiha Madara. I'm curious too. I have witnessed the first ninja war, the second ninja war and the third ninja war, and the peace and tranquility of the only shinobi village right now doesn't make me relax. Senju Hashirama wondered, Madara, what do you mean by that? Uchiha Madara. Literally, after each ninja war is over, each ninja village will usher in peace and tranquility like the only ninja village. But once the 20-year truce is over, the ninja war will break out again. Howard Stark. 20 years of truce? It happened in my world too. Wasn't it because of the greed and arrogance of the victorious nations? Uchiha Madara. No, that's not the case. The 20-year truce period was for the villagers to have children and raise them to become ninjas who could fight on the battlefield. In the final analysis, the reason why the ninja war stopped is because the ninja village did not soldier. Uchiha Madara. Of course, there is another reason. That is, the number of ninjas is so small that every ninja can have a job. Because of the unification battle of the group master, too many ninjas died in the ninja world, which is also the reason. An important reason for peace in the ninja world today. Uchiha Madara. But, if the number of ninjas increases to the point where many ninjas have no tasks to do, then war may still break out. Of course. With the existence of such a powerful fighting force as the group leader, war may not break out. Li Zan was speechless. Madala, it seems that you didn't do anything in those years of seclusion. Uchiha Madara said with a smile. In those years, I lived in the dark underground all the year round. When there was nothing to do, what I liked most was thinking. Li Zan. Don't worry, what you said is not a problem. Now the ninja world is a whole, and the desire to expand and plunder no longer exists. Next, just control the number of ninjas and make every ninja there something to do and peace will come. Li Zan from another world, under the influence of 9 years of compulsory education, still has a lot of experience in managing ninja village. After all, the subject he studied called history, studied the reasons for the birth, rise, prosperity and demise of countries. Uchiha Madara. This is also a way, but it will be troublesome to operate. Li Zan. There's nothing to worry about, isn't there still a bunch of tool people like you who won't get tired? Tool people. Have been offended. Li Zan. Just kidding. Compared with your group of tool people, science is easier to use. Tools people. This is not as offensive as the previous one. Li Zan. Believe me, the development of science and technology will make most problems easy to solve. As long as the world can develop at a high speed, everyone's attention will be diverted. After all, few people care about those flaws. Senju Tobarama. Master, what are your plans for the ninja world now? Li Zan. Vigorously train fighters and managers to prepare for me to replace the pirate world government. At the same time, spread the technology of the pirate world here to promote the development of the world. One Piece Roger. I suddenly found a problem, what to do with the daimyo in this world. It seems that they are the masters of the country. Ninjas are just a group of mercenaries they hired. Li Zan. Daimyo. Let's keep them for now. Many ninjas are a bit rotten in their thinking, and they take daimyo too seriously. Sword God Ryoma said unceremoniously. The only people who will value the name are those ninjas who are not strong enough. After a person has mastered a strong strength, he will naturally despise these guys who have no power and empty reputation. Li Zan. It's okay. As long as I don't take the daimyo seriously, they can't cause me trouble. When I bring the ninjas to the world of pirates, I'll have no problem getting rid of them. Uchiha Madara. Suddenly I regret it. Why did I believe the words on the stone tablet in the first place? If I didn't believe the words on the stone tablet, I could completely unify the ninja world after Hashirama's death. Senju Hashirama stunned. Senju Tobarama. It seems that Black Zetsu is also good for your deception. If you didn't believe that infinite Tsukuyomi is the only way to save the ninja world, Maybe you would run out and stir up the storm after the death of the big brother. Uchiha Madara said dissatisfiedly. Senju Tobarama, what do you mean? If I unified the ninja world, the current ninja world would be at peace long ago. Senju Tobarama retorted. Unfortunately, the peace you envision doesn't exist. First, you don't have the power of the group master. Secondly, you don't have his means and knowledge. And thirdly, you don't have the resources of his master. So said, you can't replicate the success of the group owner. Seeing that his brother and his friends were quarreling again, Senju Hashirama quickly changed the subject. Master, what should we living dead do now? Li Zan. You can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't affect the overall situation. Ding. "'Tis me joined the chat group. Ding. Dad joined the chat group. Ding. Han Fei joined the chat group. Ding. Dongfang Gaiyu has joined the chat group. Ding. Xing joined the chat group. Suddenly, a series of system prompts sounded, and 5 new people joined the chat group. Seeing the names of these 5 newcomers, Li Zan felt a little confused. Are they the ones they know well? If they are really the ones they know well, how many of them are not dead in the end? Tizmi seems to be the protagonist of the World of Crimson Eyes. In the anime, he died in the finale, but in the comics, he survived to the finale. Dad seems to be the mage in Jackie Chan's adventures. There are basically no dead characters in this anime. Dad lived to the end properly. Han Fei. Han Fei in history. Li Zan knows nothing about him. But if it is Han Fei in the 9 Songs of the Sky, this Han Fei is indeed dead. But Li Zan does not understand that part of the plot. Dongfang Gaiyu. If it is Dongfang Gaiyu in the Fox Demon Little Matchmaker, then there is no problem. After all, he is indeed dead. Lucky Star. If it was the Lucky Star who stole the star in the September sky, then he should not have died. Fortunately, there are more and more members in the chat group, and the functions of the chat group are getting richer and richer. After the last newcomer joined, the chat group already has the ability to view the past of the group members. Li Zan murmured in his heart, and when he called in the information about the 5 newcomers, he looked at it, and his face immediately became exciting. These 5 unlucky bastards, without exception, all, well, encountered transmigrators. Even if they died in the original work, their deaths were changed because of the transmigrators. In the chat group. Lucy. Chat group? Undead chat group? Dad. Undead? Yes. Dad is already dead. How could consciousness come here? Even the undead are not spared. It seems to be a terrible black magic. 'Tis me. Dead? Seems like it is. Asshole, why did that inexplicable guy kill me? Dongfang Gaiyu. The old man remembers that he is indeed dead. Can you tell me what kind of spell this is? If it is all right, don't hinder the old man from going to reincarnation to kill. Han Fei. Undead? Reincarnation? No, I haven't exercised my ambitions well, and I'm so dead. Golden Lion Shiki. Jia ha ha ha. It seems that the newcomers this time are very good. All of them are quite courageous, and they are not as suspicious as those ninjas. Senju Tobarama said unhappily, Bastard Golden Lion, who are you talking about? Shiki the Golden Lion sneered. Who else can you say? Of course you are a bunch of cautious ninjas. Why, don't let others say it if you dare to do it? Uchiha Shisui said silently. Carefulness is a basic ability that a ninja should have. I am very proud to be able to do this. Senju Tobarama. Well said. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 165 Love Triangle. Yes. One Piece Roger said speechlessly. Shouldn't you be concerned about the newcomers now? Why are you quarreling on your own? Senju Tobarama hummed, because Shiki, the Golden Lion, is so annoying, that stinky mouth makes people unable to resist him. Shiki, the Golden Lion, said disdainfully. I'm afraid to say it when I do it. It's a bunch of hypocritical guys. I've never been afraid of being told by others about the good and bad things I've done myself. Whitebeard laughed. Ancient Lala. Includes your unlucky luck, is it nothing to do with people? The Golden Lion Shiki said stubbornly. It is not the crime of war to kill me in that day. Lucy. Wait a minute. Are all the members of the chat group undead? If so, they shouldn't be from the same world. Senju Hashirama asked curiously, how do you know? Lu Xing hesitated. If I say that in my world, you are all characters in the story, do you believe it? One Piece Roger. Is there such a thing? At Group Master, is this true? Li Zan pondered for a while, then made up. I have to correct one point, you are real people. It's just that the world is a very magical thing, and she will project what happens in her own world to some people in other worlds. In the mind. Lucy said in amazement, is that so? Li Zan fooled. Of course. How do you think those well-known writers create world-famous novels? Imagination and writing alone are far from enough. The real reason is that they get the information projected from other worlds, so there is a constant stream of inspiration. Lucky Star suddenly said, so it is. Because they have obtained information from other worlds, they can have a steady stream of inspiration to write the story for such a long time. Li Zan breathed a sigh of relief. That's it. There are major animes in the Juyuishan world where Lu Xing is located, and there are even people who specialize in cosplaying characters from other anime. Li Zan is very sure of this. Lucy then asked, What's the point of adding 433 to this chat group? Li Zan. It means a lot. For example, you can send me the attributes you have, and then I can help fulfill some unfinished wishes. Lucy. Attributes. I get it. I have a sixth sense and a talent for inspiring the seventh. Is this what you want? Li Zan. That's right. Dongfang Gaiyu. Wait, what if you want to deceive us? Li Zan said with a smile. The vigilance of the old gentleman is quite high. If you don't believe it, you can observe it in the chat group for a while before making a decision. Ghost Lantern Wanyu said in surprise. Master Group Owner, is this a change of character? I remember when we first joined the group leader was very impatient. Li Zan. Nowadays, I don't have anything I really need. In other words, there's nothing in them that I'm particularly interested in. Howard Tucker. Nani, it's really sad that they can't come up with something that interests the group owner. That is to say, the group owner might reject their deal, right? Li Zan. How come? It's fate to be able to join the group chat, and I can accept things that are so-so. Whitebeard. The new people don't talk, are they ready to observe for a while before making a decision? If so, will there be no problems in the world they live in? Li Zan BFDH, I looked at it, and it won't be a problem in a short time. Since they want to be more stable, I won't rush them. It happens that I have something to do right now, so it's fine that they don't rush. Senju Hashirama. Sir, what are you busy with? The careers of Hokage World and Pirate World are both in the charging stage, so there is nothing to be busy with, right? Li Zan. I'm going to go to Marble World, it's time to go. At Howard Stark Mutant Black King, are you ready? Going to your world. Mutant Black Emperor. Really? Then I'm looking forward to it. Marble World. Rice Sword, New York. Li Zan appeared in a bustling city. At this time of night, the whole city was brightly lit. Standing on top of a tall building, Li Zan overlooked everything around him, and let everyone in the chat group share his perspective. Howard Stark was pleasantly surprised. Isn't this New York? I'm familiar with this place. Uchiha Shisui. At Mutant Black Emperor, did you die in this place? The Mutant Black Emperor asked suspiciously. Why do you say that? Uchiha Shisui. The pass to the world of Hokage is what I gave to the master, and the place where the master arrived in the world of Hokage is the place where I died. Mutant Black Emperor. It seems that your guess is wrong. It's not that whoever gives the pass will go to the place where whoever dies. Howard Stark. That's right. After all, it's just an example, and it doesn't have the conditions to summarize the rules. Lord Group Owner, can you go see my son? Li Zan. No problem. At this time, Li Zan has fully rolled out his observation hockey, always guarding against the big bosses in the Marble World coming to him for trouble. If they come to trouble him, Li Zan will definitely return to the world of Hokage as soon as possible. Although Li Zan is not sure of winning the big bosses in the Marble World, he believes that the skills of the system are absolutely powerful. Even if he is not sure of defeating those big men, he should still be able to leave. Didn't find me. It seems to be the credit of the system. Li Zan thought about it, and finally put the credit on the system. Li Zan made his body transparent with transparency, and then used Lion Fruit's ability to levitate in the air and came to the front of the building where he was standing before. Stark Building. Howard Stark was surprised. This is the building of the Stark Group. No wonder I always felt a little familiar before. This is the building of my company? The mutant He Huang said speechlessly. Can't you even recognize your own building? You are really good enough. Howard Tucker explained. Although I joined the chat group for less than a year, the experience during this time was so rich and colorful that it felt like centuries had passed, and all of a sudden it diluted my original memory. Senju Hashirama wondered, but you recognized these many cities just now, and said that you were familiar with this place. Howard Stark reluctantly said. Okay. That's because I often stand in front of the window inside the building and look at the city, so I am familiar with the city and have seen many iconic buildings just now. Uchiha Madara wondered. Then what? You didn't realize that you were standing at the top of your own building. Can you give us a perfect explanation? Howard Tucker. That's because I've never stood on the top of a building to look at the scenery. My mortal body is not used to running so high. Isn't that a perfect explanation? Senju Hashirama said with emotion. It's perfect. Sorry, I almost forgot that you were just an ordinary person. By the way, in this chat group, you are the only ordinary person, right? Li Zan. Yeah, he's just an ordinary person, the others are a little bit powerful. Howard Stark. I'm an ordinary person, I'm so sorry. Li Zan. Your son is not in the building, I'll see him tomorrow. Now, I need to find a place to learn about the world. Howard Stark suggested. Master, you can go to my house. If you want to understand the world, my son can definitely help you. Senju Hashirama questioned. How could your son help him if he doesn't know the master of the group? Howard Stark smiled and said, isn't this ability very useful? Li Zan smiled and said, good idea. I have long wanted to reincarnate you, so that the true value of your scientist can be brought into play. I feel guilty for letting you waste resources in the chat group all day. Howard Stark. Am I also going to be the tool of the group owner? It's my honor. Lee Zahn came to his house under the guidance of Howard Stark and found Tony Stark, who was resting at home. In addition to Tony, there is a hobblonde in his house. Howard Stark stunned. Does Tony have a girlfriend? Cough, Lord, please avoid it. Howard Stark regretted that he would not let Lee Zahn come over, and his daughter-in-law might have to eat now. Lee Zahn said indifferently, "Don't worry, this is not your son's girlfriend, just his playmate. Your son is a famous playboy. Every day he changes his girlfriends without wearing a heavy look, which greatly enriches the American people. Entertainment life." Howard Stark. Howard Tucker said solemnly, "It's all my fault that I didn't educate him well to make him look like this. What a pity, he only inherited my smart mind, but not my single-minded quality." Howard Stark said very seriously, "Tony Stark is a good kid, and he can do whatever he wants. Only in dealing with feelings, he did not inherit his single-minded quality, which can be said to be the only regret." Lee Zahn said with contempt, "Have you forgotten that this group owner has the ability to check your information? Don't brag about yourself here. You both have a virtue, and you are not right." Howard Stark. "I'm worried," the Golden Lion Shiki suddenly said. "Master, is there a love triangle in this world? I feel that this kind of thing should exist in every world." Lee Zahn. "Love triangle? Yes." Senju Hashirama also came interested. "Who is it?" Howard Stark said stunned. "No way, my excellent son has also fallen into the vicious circle of love triangle?" Howard Stark was a little worried. After entering the chat group, he fully realized the horror and danger of love triangles, and naturally he didn't want his son to touch this thing. Lee Zahn smiled and said, "The love triangle in this world is different from what I've encountered before. There are no women among the three." One Piece Roger was stunned. "Master, are you kidding me? Irisfield's rotten girl has a heart attack. No way? That's really exciting." Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 166 Standard Scumbag Stark. Irisfield suddenly became excited, and her speech in the chat group attracted the attention of a group of people. Howard Stark said speechlessly, "Madam, what do you mean by that?" Irisfield said a little embarrassedly, "It's nothing, just a little can't help it." "Good one can't help it," Howard Stark said helplessly. "I really didn't expect that Madam turned out to be a rotten girl." Irisfield laughed dryly. "Ha, ha, ha, ha." Lee Zahn laughed. "What is a rotten girl? Don't underestimate the lady. She is a super rotten girl who can even think about her husband and imagine that he has love with other men." Alice Phil. Speechless. Shiki the Golden Lion. "Master, can you tell us about the love triangle in this world? I find this kind of grievance the most interesting. Especially this time, it's completely different from what I've encountered before." Howard Stark asked a little tangled, "Master Group Owner, who are the other two people who have a love triangle with Tony?" Lee Zahn replied, "One is your good friend American Object, Steve Rogers, and the other is the buggy sergeant who killed you. Fire Fist Ace." "Wait a minute, so, Tony Stark has a love triangle with his father killer?" Fire Fist Ace was a little stunned, thinking of himself and Akainu entering the scene of the love triangle, and his whole person suddenly felt bad. Howard Tucker defended Tony Stark embarrassedly. "No, it's not what you think. Sergeant Buggy was controlled to kill me. We were friends before he disappeared." Mutant Black Emperor. "Controlled? I do know that some people have the ability to control others, but they are all mutants. Could it be that you, Howard Stark, provoked mutants?" Howard Stark. "I don't know who touched me, all I saw was Sergeant Buggy who was in control." Lee Zahn. "Hydra, Buggy was brainwashed and transformed into the Winter Soldier." Howard Tucker was shocked. "How could it be Hydra? They have been wiped out." Mutant Black Emperor. "As far as I know, Hydra has indeed been wiped out. But the slogan of this organization is, cut off one head and grow two heads, and it's not impossible if it really resurfaces." Howard Stark said with a heavy heart, "If this is really the case, it would be bad. The Hydra once threatened the whole world, and it is definitely a hidden danger for them to exist. Lord Group Master, can you help me eliminate the Hydra?" Lee Zahn. "Destroy Hydra? This is a bit difficult." Senju Hashirama said in surprise. "No way? With your current strength, Lord of the group, you can't destroy the Hydra organization?" Lee Zahn explained. "If Hydra fights with me, I can wipe them out with one hand. But this is an organization hidden all over the world, and they won't fight me head-on." Lee Zahn reluctantly said that although the strength of Hydra is not strong, it is tough. They are all over the world, hiding in every corner of the world. How could Lee Zahn have the time and energy to find them? Uchiha Madara. "If that's the case, I suggest that the group masters unify the world and hunt them down with powerful forces." Howard Tucker hurriedly said. "Then forget it. Although the Hydra is very harmful, I don't want this world to be ignited by war, especially the two sides of the battle are this world and the group owner." Lee Zahn comforted. "Don't worry, I have no interest in this backward planet. There are not many good things, and the danger is not small. I will not mess around on this planet." "That's good. It's great that you don't look down on this backward planet." Howard Tucker breathed a sigh of relief, and then unscrupulously pulled his son Tony Stark out to change the subject. Continue talking about Tony Stark. How could he talk to Steve and Buggy? Lee Zahn. "Don't worry, They're all kind of like Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, similar to Lancelot and his queen. It's mental, not obvious, not even aware of it, you know? Howard Tucker. Really? That's good, Senju Hashirama. Uchiha Madara. Lancelot. Irisfield. Is that so? That's really boring. Howard Stark looked at Alice Phil's speech speechlessly. This bitch is helpless. He sighed. How can this be? I feel like Tony is a normal kid growing up. Even now, he's a playboy who likes women. How could he? Wait. Howard Stark suddenly realized something was wrong, and quickly asked, as far as I know, Captain America is missing. Sergeant Buggy is also controlled by Hydra, so what happened to them and Tony? You know what I mean. Lee Zahn. After more than 20 years, Captain America will be dug out of the glacier and resurrected, and Sergeant Buggy will regain consciousness with his help. Besides, don't worry, the person who has a basic friendship with Tony is an American object. His husband-killing enemy can only be regarded as a rival in love. Howard Stark. 20 years from now. But he's a dude now, even 20 years from now. Lee Zahn joked. 20 years is enough to change a lot of things. Maybe he has been a playboy for 20 years and suddenly wants to change his taste. Maybe he is old and frail and has to switch offense and defense. Howard Stark couldn't help but said, Master, you said that they are just like Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama, right? Lee Zahn said rudely. Yeah, so I used, maybe, to show that it's just my personal guess. Howard Stark is tired. Lee Zahn comforted. Don't worry, your son is a standard scumbag. After he had had enough fun, he found a woman who was safe and secure, and gave birth to a lovely daughter. Howard Tucker reassured. Really? That's good, Lee Zahn. But his daughter was not an adult, so he died honorably. Howard Stark's heart tightened, and he said quickly, Master, you should be able to change his fate? Lee Zahn laughed. Of course, this is the original future, which has changed since I appeared. Alice Phil couldn't help but said, Tony Stark got married and had children? Lee Zahn. Isn't it possible? Senju Hashirama is also married and has children, so is your husband. You can't think they are not interested in getting married and having children just because they have friends. Alice Phil. That's right, Senju Hashirama. Can you stop talking about me? You want face? Senju Hashirama from One Piece World looked depressed, thinking that he needed to find a powerful opponent to fight, so he could vent his depression. Lee Zahn of Marvel World came to Tony Stark's bedroom, turned on the light calmly, and woke the two who were sleeping soundly. Who are you? Rinnegan illusion. Lee Zahn's eyes twitched, and an illusion calmed the screaming woman, leaving only Tony Stark, who was still calm. Don't mess up in danger, it's okay. Lee Zahn looked at the young Tony Stark and made a calm evaluation. Dot for flowers. Okay, because I know I'm useless if I mess up, and you shouldn't hurt me, right? If you want money, it's best to tell me what payment methods I can use, so we can all save some trouble. Tony Stark looked relaxed and even said lightly. In the chat group, Howard Stark was relieved to see his eloquent son, worthy of his descendant. Lee Zahn smiled and said, Why do you think I'm here for your money? Tony Stark said proudly, Because I'm the richest man in the world. If it's not for money, what can you do? Lee Zahn looked at Tony Stark with deep eyes and sneered. Can't I just come to kill you? Young man, you are too conceited. Conqueror's hockey burst into bloom, and Tony Stark lay down with a plop, sweating all over his body. Lee Zahn said disdainfully, I can't even bear a little hockey, so why pretend to be calm? Now I'm asking you to answer, understand? Tony Stark nodded dully, looking completely broken. Lee Zahn said straight to the point. Where is your father's grave? Tony Stark's face changed and he asked, What do you want to do? Lee Zahn said bluntly, Your father entrusted me to resurrect him, but I need his life information. Tony Stark said angrily, No, you don't want to disturb my parents' sleep. In the chat group, Whitebeard appreciates the evaluation of Tony Stark. Knowing that he is not an opponent and that his life may be in danger, he still refused the group owner without hesitation. And Howard Stark, you have a good son, do you mind? Does he recognize a godfather? Howard Stark. You should ask yourself about your godfather. Although I appreciate Tony's approach, what should I do if he doesn't cooperate? Lee Zahn. Easy, outside world. Lee Zahn fell on Tony Stark with an illusion, forcibly manipulated him, and let him take himself to tattoo Howard Stark. Since he is unwilling to cooperate, Lee Zahn can only resort to this coercive method. As for whether Tony Stark will have any resentment in his heart, Lee Zahn is not worried about such a thing. Isn't there Howard Stark? Just let them have a good talk. Lee Zahn left with Tony Stark, and soon found his parents' graves, waved them away, and took the life information of Howard Stark. Raise a White Zetsu spore into White Zetsu as a sacrifice, and reincarnate to summon Howard Stark. What happened? At this moment, Lee Zahn unraveled Tony Stark's illusion. What's the matter? Hell! After Tony Stark woke up, looking at the terrifying environment around him and his dead father, he suddenly let out a hysterical scream, and he was about to urinate. After all, Tony Stark is still a playboy now, without the firm mind of Iron Man. Howard Stark, who was still happy at first, turned gloomy little by little after seeing Tony Stark's pale face and screaming at him with a frightened face. No, I am the greatest scientist in the world. How can I believe in ghosts? Illusion, it must be an illusion. Yes, I am dreaming now. Tony Stark tried his best to calm down, muttering in his mouth. Dream? Howard Stark smiled and walked towards Tony Stark. Let me verify for you if this is a dream. On. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 167 Feed the Dog with Empathy. Howard Stark and Tony Stark fought fiercely, and Li Zan happily watched the scene of father and son filial piety. Everyone in the chat group also expressed their praise, and actively gave advice to Howard Stark, who was fighting. Howard, you are so rude. That's right, I don't have any fighting skills at all. Come, let me teach you. With a look back, hit him. Scare. What you think is beautiful, that's my son. That's why you were beaten by him. Yes, I've been letting him. Don't quibble there, it's clear that you can't beat him. This is normal, after all, you were old and frail when you died. Although Kakuo turned around and gave you endless physical strength, your explosive power is not good. So what? I have endless physical strength, and I am immortal. This kid Tony is now severely exhausted and will be knocked down by me soon. By defeating your opponent with the characteristics of reincarnation, you lose face with this forbidden technique. There seemed to be 500 ducks roaring in the chat group. Howard Stark endured their humiliation, and stubbornly waited until Tony Stark was exhausted before pressing him up and beating him up. Howard looked down at Tony and snorted coldly. You already feel the pain, right? You should have known this was not a 4-3-3 dream. Although Tony Stark was beaten, he still said unconvincingly, I know this is not a dream, but you are definitely not my father. What the hell are you? Howard Stark slapped Tony and snorted coldly, I'm your father, my name is Dad. Tony said stubbornly, no, the great Mr. Stark will never succumb to violence? Howard Stark had a cold face, threatening to bow his head while beating Tony. Do you scream? Tony Stark took it several times, pondering that the hero would not suffer immediate losses, and put on a warm and silent expression, Dad. Howard Stark stopped and frowned. How can it sound so hypocritical? It feels a little disgusting. Tony Stark echoed. You are old and wise. Then Tony Stark got hit again. Tony regretted it, and had known that he would not be so romantic, and now he knew how weak he was. After playing enough, Howard Stark led Tony to start recalling the past, and after telling a bunch of secrets that were not known to outsiders, Tony Stark finally believed that the old man in front of him was his own father. Tony was stunned. Dad, aren't you dead? I remember seeing your body with my own eyes. How did you survive? Howard Stark said speechlessly. Think about it, can't you figure out what happened tonight? Tony's heart moved, and he turned his eyes to Li Zan, who was watching the lively from a distance, and said in shock. What he said is true. But this kind of thing is too unscientific, how is this possible? Li Zan laughed. There are so many superheroes and supervillains in this world, and there are amazing beings like mutants. Why do you still believe in science? Tony Stark replied. I have also learned about those superheroes and supervillains. Most of their magical abilities are related to science. I don't know the source of mutants' abilities, but their powers can also be explained by science. Li Zan wondered, you know how to make mutants? Tony Stark shook his head and said, no, I'm not interested in human body technology, so I haven't studied mutants. But there is a company in the world that specializes in them, and has created sentry robots to hunt them down. Sentinel robot. Li Zan's heart moved. It seems that the plot related to mutants is the part before the reverse of the future. Howard, answer your son's questions yourself. I still have things to deal with now, so I won't waste my time with you. Li Zan said that he has other things to do, and he will leave the affairs here to Howard to handle himself, and let him itself in the chat group if he has something. The leader of the group is busy first, I can handle the matter here. Howard Stark spoke quickly, what he originally thought was to solve his own affairs. In the chat group. Mutant Black Emperor. Master, is this a matter of dealing with mutants? Li Zan. If nothing else, the current mutants are facing an existential crisis. What the specific situation is, we will have to check it to find out. Mutant Academy. Li Zan came here and found it very quiet. The Mutant Academy under the night was peaceful and seemed to be full of peace. In the chat group, the Mutant Black Emperor asked, what is this place? Uchiha Madara was surprised. You don't know? I thought the group leader was here to see your former family and subordinates. Mutant Black Emperor. No. I only have subordinates, no family. As for this school for gifted boys, I have never heard of it. Lord Group Owner. This school will not have anything to do with me, will it? Li Zan. Of course. Do you remember how you died? Mutant Black Emperor. Of course I remember. That kid Eric pierced my head with a coin. What a heartless kid, I value him so much. Whitebeard said differently. Did your subordinates betray you? If so, then we have some kind of sympathy. Dongfang Gaiyu. Are you killed by your own subordinates or apprentices? The Mutant Black Emperor. It can't be said to be his subordinates and apprentices, but it can only be said that it is a young man I have high hopes for. He tried to kill me several times, but I forgive him for the sake of everyone being a mutant. Give him a chance to make him my man. Fire Fist Ace. Sounds a bit similar to the old me. I have tried to take Daddy's head several times before. But Daddy's strength is too strong, and I am easily defeated every time. One Piece Roger. So you want to accept your son just like Whitebeard, but you are killed by the son you want to accept. This is your fault. Your strength is inferior to others. Where can you get the confidence to accept others? As a subordinate? Sword God Ryoma. If the cause of your death is that you want to recruit someone stronger than yourself, then you really don't deserve to die. The mutant Black Emperor said tiredly. Please, if my strength is not as good as Eric, how could I recruit him? It's common sense for the strong to recruit the weak. Sword God Ryoma. That's not necessarily. I know a lot of daimyo with eyes higher than the top, and they have somehow recruited existences stronger than them. And if you are stronger than Eric, how could you be killed by him? Mutant Black Emperor. Because that stinky boy found a helper, otherwise he would never be my opponent. My ability is almost invincible, and the only flaw is mind control. At that time, he let a mutant with mind control ability. People control me. Uchiha Madara said unhappily. Wait a second, what did you just say? You actually said that your ability is almost invincible. I can't pretend that I didn't hear it. Lee Zan. From a certain point of view, the ability of the mutant Black Emperor is indeed almost invincible. Except for spiritual moves, other moves are ineffective against him. Unless there is an existence much stronger than him, otherwise, there is no way to defeat him at all, invincible at the same level. Senju Hashirama asked curiously, what exactly is his ability? I don't think I've ever heard him talk about it. The mutant Black Emperor said proudly, my mutant ability is energy absorption. I can absorb kinetic energy, thermal energy, electrical energy, and even nuclear energy into my body, and while strengthening my strength, I can release them and use them to fight. Uchiha Madara. If it's energy absorption, it's similar to Rinnegan's seal absorption. Can't taijutsu work? Lee Zan. People say that he can absorb kinetic energy, and physical attacks are kinetic energy. Not only physical attacks, but all physical attacks and energy attacks are ineffective against him. Otherwise, his ability is almost invincible. Howard Stark. Kinetic energy can be absorbed, nuclear energy, thermal energy can also be absorbed. Indeed, this ability is indeed too incomprehensible. Without a mental mutant, wouldn't mankind be helpless against him? Lee Zan. As long as the energy is strong enough, it can directly blow him up. Howard Stark. Is it going to be solved by increasing the yield? He doesn't seem to be a threat in that way. Mutant Black King. After being speechless for a while, the mutant He Huang said angrily. Do you underestimate me too? My ability can make me match an army. Lee Zan. Your ability can make you almost invincible in a heads-up situation, but it is somewhat insufficient in the face of a modern army. In comparison, Eric's magnetic field control is more advantageous in the face of the army. Mutant Black Emperor. It is precisely because of his ability that I am so tolerant towards him. Otherwise, he would assassinate me again and again, and I would have eliminated him long ago. That cunning brat, in the end, even went with him. I'm playing with my heart. Golden Lion Shiki asked enthusiastically, what did he do? Mutant Black Emperor. I know that I am afraid of the weakness of the mental ability, so I loaded a helmet that is immune to mental attacks. As a result, Eric's kid pretended to surrender and took my helmet, which made me psychic. Ability to control. Whitebeard said with some empathy for 3.7. My condolences, by the way. Why does Eric want to kill you? Mutant Black Emperor. It's nothing. When he was a child, I killed his mother to help him develop his abilities. Whitebeard. Fire Fist Ace, Oriental Lonely Moon. I felt the same way and fed the dog. I didn't expect you to be such a badass. Shiki, the Golden Lion, smiled and said, no wonder that kid wanted to kill you unrelentingly. It turned out that you killed his mother. But you have done such a thing. How can you get the confidence to let him be your subordinate? Mutant Black Emperor. Fighting. When I can't beat me no matter what I know to him, I believe you will give up. And we are all mutants, we have a common position. I thought I could persuade me. He let go of hatred. Whitebeard interrupted. Okay, stop talking. We're not the same kind of people, and I'm not very interested in your story, so let's talk about this Genius Boy Academy. Lord Group Leader, this place is related to mutants, or is it related to the Black Emperor? Lee Zan. Both. This school is specially open to mutants. The principal is the mutant who controlled the Black Emperor and made him unable to activate his abilities, so he was killed and possessed mental abilities. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 168 The Sorrow of the Weak. The Mutant Black Emperor said in surprise. This is the school founded by the mutant with the ability of the spiritual department. If that's the case, is Eric here too? Lee Zan. It's a pity that Eric is not here. In fact, after you were killed, the two of them got into trouble. The Mutant Black Emperor wondered. Really? I think the two of them have a very good relationship. Second Mizukage Ghost Lantern Moon. I think I may have guessed the truth. When they have a common and powerful enemy, the Black Emperor, the two have to trust each other and fight together. But without a common threat, the two of them just turn around. Uchiha Shisui. This kind of thing happens a lot in the Hokage world, but it usually happens from village to village. Senju Tobarama. There is nothing new under the sun, and many things in the universe are similar. Alice Phil. Like a love triangle. Mutant Black Emperor. Master, what is the real reason for their troubles? If I guessed correctly, it should be the attitude towards mutants and humans, right? Li Zan. That's right, in fact, Eric agrees with your philosophy, but you killed his mother, he will kill you no matter what. But after killing you, he inherited your philosophy, became the next you. Mutant Black Emperor. But the mutant with psychic powers doesn't agree, right? Li Zan. That's right. The mutant with psychic abilities is named Charles, codenamed Professor X. His philosophy is completely opposite to that of Magneto. He believes that mutants should be promoted to live in peace with humans. Uchiha Madara. Wait, why does this plot feel familiar to me? Li Zan. It's normal. It's okay to change the plot and apply it to you and Senju Hashirama. Also, similar to you and Senju Hashirama, Charles and Eric are a little unclear. Uchiha Madara. How can I be so rude? Senju Tobarama. If Charles is the owner of the idea of peace, then the Black Emperor and Eric are the ones who support war. Howard Stark. I understand this matter. The Black Emperor made a lot of news back then. He almost picked 15 wars between the two superpowers on this planet, causing the whole world to fall into ruin of threats. Senju Hashirama. No way. A war between two superpowers can bring the world into a crisis of destruction. How many superpowers are there in this world? And this world of destruction won't be the same as what we've been exposed to before? Li Zan. The same. The science and technology in this world is very developed, and the human master has a weapon called a nuclear bomb, which is similar to the tailed beast bomb in the Hokage world. Of course, like the tailed beast bomb, the power of this thing can also be adjusted. The destructive power of the giant nuclear bomb is stronger than that of Nine Tails' tailed beast bomb. Senju Tobarama. How many such weapons do the two superpower masters have? Li Zan. A lot, a lot. If you detonate all of them, you should be able to plow the planet. Of course, if you say that it can destroy the world, it's just overthinking. Even if all the nuclear bombs are detonated, it will be difficult to restart the biosphere. Not to mention destroying the planet. Howard Stark. That's right. That's just an exaggeration. Destroy the world. Not to mention that they can't even destroy this planet. Even if they can destroy this planet in this world is like a planet. There are countless stars. Uchiha Shisui. Speaking of which, the ninja world in the Hokage world is just a star in the starry sky. Whitebeard. Old la 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 long ago. It's the same in the world of pirates. It seems that no one ever wants to go to the starry sky for a turn. Golden Lion Shiki. Go to the starry sky for a turn? That's a good idea. I'll give it a try, and I'll let you know when I get the results. Li Zan. If I remember correctly, you should be in the world of Hokage, right? There are Otsutsuki people who can travel across the universe in the world of Hokage, so be careful. Uchiha Madara. The Otsutsuki clan. Almost forgot about them. Otsutsuki Kagaya came from another planet, right? In the future, the ninja world may be visited by other people from the Otsutsuki clan. Li Zan. Don't worry, it doesn't matter if they come, we can stop it. Senju Hashirama. Sir, what is in the starry sky of Pirate World? Li Zan. There are cosmic pirates in the universe of the Pirate World, and the appearance of the three ancient weapons may be related to them. Howard Stark. The planets of the three worlds do not have the ability to wander in the universe, but it is precisely because of this that the crisis caused by the Black Emperor is terrifying. We cannot leave this planet, so the destruction of this planet cannot be tolerated. Uchiha Madara. So, what was the Black Emperor thinking at the time? You don't have infinite Tsukuyomi, so what good does it do for you to destroy the world? Mutant Black Emperor. The explosion of a nuclear bomb will bring radiation, and radiation will accelerate the birth of mutants. Even if a war breaks out at that time, the world will not be destroyed, but will spawn more mutants, my mutants. An empire can be built. Senju Hashirama. What a crazy idea. Someone who knows who is planning you will definitely stop you. Is that so, Lord of the group? Li Zan. Yeah, after Eric and Charles found out about this, they cooperated with Millikan, one of the superpowers at the time, while anxiously having powerful mutants to form the X-Men to stop the Black Emperor's crazy plan. The Black Emperor said unhappily, "Damn Eric, since his philosophy is the same as mine, why didn't he kill me after the war broke out?" Uchiha Madara was surprised. What do you mean? If you are going to die anyway, what does it have to do with you if the war breaks out? Anyway, you can't fulfill your dream of building a mutant and an empire by yourself. Mutant Black King. I mean, maybe they won't be able to kill me after the war breaks out. What a pity. Those kiddies are decisive enough, but that kid Eric might regret it. I heard what Howard's son said before. Human scientists have studied the Sentinel robots chasing and killing mutants. The group owner is here to check whether the Sentinel robots have killed them. Li Zan. Yeah, It seems that the Sentinel robots have not yet attacked this school, but it must not be stable for long. Although Charles adheres to the idea of making mutants and humans live in peace, the Sentinel robots appear to kill people. All mutants. Senju Hashirama was surprised. No way. This kind of practice reminds me of Kirigakure, kills them all like clearing out the owners of the blood base? Li Zan. From a certain point of view, the owners of the blood continuum are very similar to mutants. They are all upgraded people whose genes are different from ordinary people, and they are all evolved from ordinary people. Senju Tobarama. If mutants evolved from normal humans, that means mutants can't be killed, right? Howard Stark. If that's the case, killing all the mutants is a really stupid decision. Once the decision is known, the people who suddenly become mutants will be crazy when they find out they don't have a way to live. Vent. Mutant Black Emperor. What, do you want to change this? Howard Stark. Honestly, it's going to be difficult, but I'll try to do it. Mutant Black Emperor. Master, can you take me to see Charles? Li Zan. No problem. Li Zan used the penetrating invisibility, and at the same time using the yin to restrain his mental fluctuations, he quietly sneaked into the Mutant Academy. Seeing Charles using the computer at the desk, the Mutant Black Emperor in the chat group was surprised and couldn't help asking. How did he become like this? What happened to his legs? If I remember correctly, if so, he's not lame. Li Zan. This matter is still about you. The Mutant Black Emperor rejoiced. Really? That's great. Everyone was speechless, but thinking that the death of the Black Emperor was closely related to Charles, everyone stopped talking. It is indeed a joy to find out that after you have died, you have put your murderer in a wheelchair. The Mutant Black Emperor asked enthusiastically, Master, what is going on here? Li Zan. Didn't you provoke MI Legion to fight Mao? When you died, the fleets of these two superpowers faced off at sea. Charles and Eric identified you as the culprit and stopped their war. But also made them discover the threat of mutants, so they decided to join forces to eradicate mutants. The Mutant Black Emperor smiled and said, They fought with ordinary people? That's a pity, they only took away his legs. By the way, doesn't Eric have the ability to control metal? The weapons of those warships are all used made of metal, it shouldn't help him. Li Zan. No, Charles's legs were not killed by human weapons, but by Eric to be precise. The Mutant Black Emperor was excited. Is this what you call a riot? It's so exciting. I think it must be after the humans shot them. Eric wanted to fight back but was stopped by Charles, so Eric along the way, I shot Charles. Li Zan. Wrong again. Eric put your helmet on Charles's head when he got you under control. At that time, Charles couldn't stop him, so he stopped the warship and launched it by himself. Missiles that come out and let them go back to bombard those warships. Howard Stark. So that's why humans are so determined to exterminate mutants. Are those warships done? Li Zan. No, Charles rushed to Eric's side to stop him. Eric was reluctant to use metal to hurt him, and a military punch knocked him down. However, at that time, Eric and the others were by their side, except for the X-Men. And the men of the Black Emperor who were recruited by Eric, and a female agent representing MI Legions official. Li Zan. Seeing that Eric wanted to destroy those warships, he pulled out a gun and fired at him without saying a word. Those metal bullets naturally couldn't hurt Eric, and he easily flew solo with the magnetic field, and it bounced on Charles. However, Charles sat in a wheelchair. Mutant Black Emperor. Oh, poor Charles, I didn't expect that he was accidentally injured. I think he must be more depressed than being hurt directly, but I'm happier this way. Sword God Ryoma. Wait a minute. You said that in addition to those mutants, there was also an ordinary person, a government agent who cooperated with mutants on behalf of the country. Then when those warships opened fire, didn't they want to destroy her along with her? Li Zan. Yeah, gold thief Wu Nan. This shows that she was abandoned by her own forces, so why does she still prevent Eric from fighting back against those warships? Shiki the Golden Lion. I wonder too, because she doesn't want war. But the war has broken out, and others have already started to kill her. U-433 Chiamadara. This is the sadness of the weak. Facing the provocation and oppression of the strong, we can only compromise. Just like the Uchiha family of Konoha, they gave in again and again under the persecution of Sarutobi Hiruzen and others. Uchiha Shisui. She's just a small person. She also has her own family, just like Rong in the future, she has no choice. Li Zan. Don't mention that Brokon, he is not representative. Little people don't have to choose, don't want war, and the high-level human beings lick dogs. The specific reasons, no one knows. Whitebeard. Puppy licking at the top of the human race? Li Zan. Yeah. There are people like this in the pirate world, just like that Rob Lucci. He is willing to be a dog to the world government. Even if he is hunted down by the world government, Isshin wants to go back and volunteer to the world government, clean up. Senju Tobarama. I remember, Dressrosa. I have to say, that kid is indeed a good dog. The agent woman, it should be similar. Uchiha Shisui. I think she should have done that to stop the war. The Mutant Black Emperor said unhappily. Boy. When the warship opened fire, the war had already broken out. Li Zan. If the shells of those warships hadn't been stopped, and all the mutants present at the time had been wiped out, the war would not have broken out. What will come later will be nothing more than the superpowers hunting, exploiting and strangling the mutants. Li Zan. But if those mutants fight back, even if those warships are wiped out, it will not affect the true strength of the superpower, and only then will the superpower that is furiously retaliating bring war. Li Zan. Is that so? Uchiha Itachi wiped out the Uchiha clan, and this reason can also be used. FEK. Uchiha Madara. The strong can strike unscrupulously, while the weak can only defend and cannot fight back. This is the sadness of the weak. Those who bow their heads and plead for the weak like Hashirama and ask for peace in a low voice are very few. Senju Hashirama. Uchiha Madara. Of course. Doing like Hashirama is a very stupid act. As long as humans are not stupid, they will not be humble to mutants. Because the humbleness of the strong will only breed the arrogance of the weak, making them unable to carry themselves a few pounds. A few. Senju Tobarama. I agree with this. Back then, the elder brother had such a powerful strength, but he humbly let the shadows of the 4 major ninja villages form an alliance with Konoha to jointly maintain the peace of the ninja world. As a result, first Kazekage of Sunagakure, the land of winds, the weakest shadow of the weakest forbearance village, unexpectedly asked Konoha to cede the land to them, and even threatened to refuse to sign a peace treaty. Howard Stark. What you're talking about has happened in human history, so contemporary superpowers don't make that mistake with mutants. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 169 The Sentinel Robot appears. In the chat group, Senju Hashirama couldn't help but ask, can't mutants and ordinary people get along peacefully? Ninjas with the bloodline boundary can live in peace with ordinary ninjas. Why can't mutants and ordinary people live in peace? The mutant Black Emperor smiled and said, it won't be because of Eric, right? If he inherits my philosophy, then it is impossible for him to live peacefully with ordinary people. Li Zan. There are many reasons why mutants and ordinary people cannot get along peacefully, and Eric the Magneto is just one of the reasons. After all, the mutants he leads are relatively weak parties, and they are far from reaching the decision of peace. With the extent of war. Tosaka Tokiomi couldn't help but ask, Magneto's ability to control metal means that all modern weapons are useless to him, and such a strong person is only a weak side? Li Zan. Don't underestimate the power of science. Magneto is not so scary. If metal weapons can't deal with him, then develop weapons that are immune to magnetic field control. As far as I know, human scientists have developed bullets made of plastic. Howard Stark. In fact, if you want to be immune to special field control, some special alloys can do it. Even metals can be demagnetized by various means. Mutant Black Emperor. That's right, the power of science is very terrifying. It is because of knowing this that I didn't rush to summon mutants to build an empire. If I didn't know the horror of superpowers, how could I bother start their war? Senju Hashirama. If that's the case, then the common people are unwilling to accept peace. Why? Aren't those common people afraid of driving the mutants to a dead end and bringing horrific destruction? Li Zan. Of course ordinary people are afraid, but they can't decide anything. Those high-level leaders who truly master power and can represent ordinary people, they are not afraid that mutants will bring them threats. Senju Hashirama. At this moment, Senju Hashirama only felt chills. Li Zan. If the mutants are allowed to exist and grow, the mutants may threaten the high-level human beings. If the mutants are slaughtered, only some people at the bottom will be affected. Is this choice difficult? Shiki the Golden Lion sneered. Laughing ha ha ha. Senju Hashirama, you don't think everyone is as naive as you, do you? Wake up. I remember the leader of the group told you, not everyone yearns for peace. For some people, war is what they want to see. Howard Stark. Although I don't want to admit it, I have to say that the Golden Lion is right. If nothing else, what arms dealers hate most is peace. If there is no war, how can arms dealers make a lot of money? Li Zan. If I remember correctly, your Stark group sells arms, right? Howard Tucker. Yes, that's why I understand the war-hungry mentality in arms, but I'm not the same as those arms dealers who are eager for war. Stark Group is a first-class super company even if it doesn't sell arms, there is not much desire for war, but other arms companies are different. Second Mizukage Ghost Lantern Moon, really? I feel a little disbelieving. Since it's a company, who would think that he makes less money? Howard Stark said proudly, you're wrong to think so. For a genius like me, it's not easy to make a lot of money. I started an arms company just to research more advanced weapons for the country and let it just protects itself. Uchiha Shisui. So, in order to maintain their power and arms dealers to make money, they joined forces to promote the war between human mutants. Lucy. Arms dealers are just an example of someone who yearns for war. They have nothing to do with the war between humans and mutants. After all, Magneto's ability is to restrain metal. Li Zan. You are wrong, they are related. There is only one Magneto, and there are many mutants who can use metal weapons against them. And who do you think developed the weapons that are immune to special ability control? Howard Stark. The arms dealer has paid a huge price to develop a weapon to deal with mutants. If the war between the two sides ends at this time, the arms dealer will lose money to the grandma's house. Outside world. A robot came from a distance, surrounded this huge manor in the suburbs, and then launched an attack on the mutant academy. Enemy attack. Everyone is ready to fight. Damn sentinel robots, they're still attacking the Mutant Academy. Those who can't master their abilities hide first, teachers prepare to fight. The sentinel robot has just launched an attack, and the Mutant Academy seems to have practiced many times, skillfully turning on the defensive counterattack mode. In the chat group, Mutant Black Emperor. It seems that although Charles is a little naive, he is not hopelessly stupid. Judging from their skilled appearance, they have long been prepared for the sentry robot to attack them. Uchiha Madara. Is this the mutants? It feels like their abilities are pretty good. They don't need time seals like ninjutsu, nor are they afraid of seawater and sea stones like demon fruit power. Whitebeard. I feel that their abilities are similar to devil fruit abilities, and they are very convenient to use. Compared with some devil fruit abilities that require special gestures to activate, the mutants' abilities are even better. Li Zan. Don't take the abilities of mutants too high. They also have huge flaws. Although they are not afraid of seawater and sea stone, they also have special equipment to suppress their abilities. Shiki the Golden Lion. No way, I thought I had encountered abilities without flaws, but it turns out that this is also a bunch of flawed things. Why are their abilities suppressed? Mutant Black Emperor. It should be related to genes, right? The so-called mutation refers to the drastic changes in genes. The ability of mutants comes from certain special genes in the body, and inhibiting these genes can inhibit the ability. Li Zan. Besides, the mutants' abilities are very unstable when they are just awakened, and they often break out unconsciously to bring destruction. This is similar to Devil Fruit's abilities. It is also the same thing that ordinary people fear or even hate mutants. Reason. When Demon Fruit Power has just obtained Devil Fruit ability, there will also be unstable phenomena. When Sabo just ate Mera Mera fruit, even with his strength, his body would burn unconsciously, let alone those with weaker strength. Meitu Yaya. Mutants can't control their abilities. Li Zan. Yeah, you have a relatively mild ability. It's better to say that those abilities that set fire and discharge at every turn are like a ticking time bomb for ordinary people, and are hated and feared by most ordinary people. The Mutant Black Emperor sneered. I bet. Humans must have directed and acted a lot of accidents in which the mutant's ability to lose control brought disasters. The bottom layer can only see what the top level wants them to see, and the director of this kind of accident can make the bottom layer support high-level decisions to kill mutants. The Black Emperor, who used to be a leader, knows too much about the means of those in power. Senju Hashirama. Master, do you want to help the Mutant Academy? There are many children here, and they are all innocent. The Mutant Academy didn't let the children as students fight, and immediately gained the favor of Senju Hashirama. The Mutant Black Emperor objected. No need. I think they can block the attack of these robots. Let's go see Eric. I'd like to know how that kid is doing now. Li Zan. Sorry, I don't know where Eric is. But if Charles is there, he should be able to find where Eric is. The mutant He Huang said clearly. I understand. These two people have fallen in love with each other for a lifetime, and they must know each other's location. Li Zan. No, you're wrong. Actually, Charles has a brainwave booster that can enhance his mutant abilities, allowing him to search the entire planet for the person he's looking for. Senju Tobarama. Nani? The perception ability that can cover the entire planet. This guy is too scary, right? This is definitely a strategic weapon. Such a precious talent, why doesn't a superpower recruit him? Li Zan. Because he's disobedient. The superpowers certainly did not recruit him for peace, but Charles refused to accept all requests that were not for peace. Without the Master's powerful weapon, it can only be destroyed. Mutant Black Emperor. If that's the case, then ask the group owner to help them, otherwise, it will be difficult to get Eric's whereabouts from Charles. Senju Hashirama. Black Emperor, do you want the group leader to help you? Okay, kill Eric to get revenge? Mutant Black King. How is that possible? Even if I want to take revenge, I will do it myself. Isn't there a reincarnation? I bet, if I die, it must be Eric who will handle my body. Outside world. The Mutant Academy counterattacked the Sentinel robots, and the two sides fought fiercely. However, from the perspective of the situation, the Sentinel robot fell into the disadvantage. Hey! Li Zan appeared out of thin air, stepped on the ground and used the ability of the golden fruit to make gold. The whole earth became golden, and the golden color soon spread to the feet of the Sentinel robot. The golden guards stretched out from behind the Sentinel robot, grabbed the Sentinel robot in their hands, and squeezed it directly. Who? The teachers of the Mutant Academy who were fighting with the Sentinel robots were stunned when they saw this scene, and their eyes turned to Li Zan to kill. Are you a mutant too? Here is the Mutant Academy, and all mutants are welcome to join. Before Li Zan spoke, Storm came over and warmly solicited Li Zan. Li Zan didn't talk nonsense and said straight to the point. I'm here to see Professor Charles. Can you take me to see him? No problem. Everyone readily agreed to Li Zan's request. After all, Charles was good at recruiting people. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 170 Goodwill, Strength and Awareness. The attack of the Sentinel droids made the teachers of the Mutant Academy realize that it is not safe here. So they need powerful mutants to join them and improve their survivability. Li Zan showed the ability to easily kill the Sentinel robot, and the variant made the teachers of the academy very jealous. If there is such a super expert sitting in the town, would the Sentinel robot dare to be so presumptuous? They felt that their ability to recruit talents was not as good as that of Professor X, so after Li Zan proposed to see Professor X, they agreed to Li Zan's request without hesitation. They didn't doubt anything. After all, Professor X was still very famous among mutants, and it was not surprising that powerful mutants came to see him. As for whether Li Zan would be detrimental to Professor X, they did not consider it because Professor X's ability was too buggy. In the eyes of these mutants, as long as there is a living being, it is impossible to win against Professor X, because they will be controlled by the mind, unless they wear a helmet that is immune to mind control. Young man, you are welcome. After Li Zan met Professor X greeted Li Zan gently and thanked him for his help. Sorry, those robots don't have minds, so I can't control them. I didn't show up because I couldn't help. Charles said with a look of regret that he was powerless to attack the Sentinel robot, which made him feel very uncomfortable. After sighing for a while, Charles looked at Li Zan curiously and asked, "Young man, can you explain your purpose?" Li Zan said, "Simply, I want to know the whereabouts of Magneto." Charles's face changed slightly, and then Li Zan felt an idea trying to probe his mind. Conqueror's Haki and Yin Yun's spiritual power burst out, and all of a sudden, this spiritual gift shattered. Charles's face turned pale, and the mental trauma made him very uncomfortable, but he did not show it, but said to Li Zan apologetically, "I'm sorry. Magneto is too dangerous. I heard you mention 450, so he can't help it." Li Zan asked half smiling, "Since Magneto is so dangerous, why didn't you arrest him or just kill him?" Professor Charles shook his head and said, "Magneto has the equipment of immunity to spiritual power, I can't help him." Li Zan laughed. "Reluctant, right? Magneto can't wear a helmet forever, you have a chance to kill him. And if Magneto wearing a helmet makes you invincible, he can come and kill you. But I didn't do this, after all, the feelings between you are very deep." Professor Charles said bluntly, "I do have a deep friendship with him, but unfortunately our two ideas are completely different, so we finally parted ways." Li Zan said, "It was a stupid decision for the two of you to part ways. If the two of you joined forces, the peaceful coexistence between mutants and humans might have been achieved long ago." Professor Charles shook his head and said, "The gap between humans and humans is too deep, and it is not easy to achieve peace. Ordinary people see mutants as unstable bombs, and mutants will become arrogant when they have the ability. Emotions all cause mutual hostility and hatred between humans and mutants." Li Zan said dismissively, "Is that so? I think it's because you are too weak. Show your ability to destroy human beings, and then you can talk about peace with human beings." Professor Charles's face changed, and he said in awe, "What did you say?" Li Zan said, "I mean, peace was won by myself. Blindly shrinking back and forbearance like you will only make humans feel that you are weak and can be bullied. How do you think the current world peace comes? Nuclear deterrence. It is because the superpowers have the ability to destroy each other that they can sit down and talk about peace." Professor Charles was silent. Storm and the others, who were silently serving as the audience, couldn't help but say, "Professor, is what he said true?" Professor Charles said helplessly, "What are you asking?" Storm Goddess said solemnly, "Do you have the ability to destroy humans, and this ability can bring peace? Are these true?" Li Zan said, "Of course it is true. Professor Charles uses a brainwave intensifier, which can connect everyone on Earth. Through this spiritual connection, Professor Charles can kill them." Professor Charles smiled bitterly. "You know too many things. How do you know these things? Also, who are you? Are you here really wanting to know the whereabouts of Magneto?" Li Zan said, "How I know this information, I can't tell you that, but I want Magneto's whereabouts, there is no question. As for why I remind you of this, it is because I have predicted the future. Ability." Professor Charles asked curiously, "The ability to predict the future?" Li Zan said solemnly, "That's right, in the future I see, the Sentinel robot will evolve to the ultimate version. Scientists use the X gene they discovered from the model female to give the Sentinel robot the ability to switch genes freely. You know this, does it mean anything?" Professor Charles said solemnly, "Will the Sentinel robot have the ability of mutants?" Li Zan nodded and said, "Not only that, the Sentinel robot only needs to scan the mutant's body to obtain his genetic makeup, and then share this information with all the Sentinel robots, and they can all use this information to adjust themselves. Genes and acquire the corresponding abilities." Storm said in horror, "If the Sentinel robot can really do such a thing, isn't it possible for us mutants to have no way out?" Li Zan, "Of course, by then, not only the mutants who have already demonstrated their abilities, but also the mutants with hidden genes in their bodies will be invisible under the scanning of the Sentinel robot, and the whole world will usher in a huge battle. Slaughter." Professor Charles kept staring at Li Zan's change of expression, and finally sighed helplessly. "It seems that what you said is true. You are here to let me stop all this?" Li Zan nodded. "I don't want this scene. In the mutant universe, mutants eliminated this crisis by rewriting the past. But this is not a pure mutant universe. God knows if rewriting the past can be achieved. The past in the Avengers universe cannot be changed, and changing it will only generate a new timeline. Li Zan doesn't like this kind of uncertainty happening, so let's remind Professor Charles and let him stop this kind of thing from happening. Professor Charles frowned. What do you think I should do, BFDH? Li Zan sneered. Professor, you don't even understand this kind of thing, do you? Put down your naivety and think about the problem with a cold and rational way of thinking. Professor Charles was silent for a moment, then asked, your name? Li Zan calmly gave his name. Professor Charles gave him an address and said that it was Magneto's lair. After getting the address, Li Zan asked curiously, aren't you afraid that I will kill Magneto? Professor Charles said silently, I believe you won't. What's more, Charles has made a lot of mistakes over the years. I will not harm him, but I will not deliberately protect him. Li Zan smiled, didn't say anything, turned around and left. In the chat group, the mutant He Huang couldn't help but ask, Master, what you just said is true. That Professor Charles, he really has the ability to kill all human beings? Li Zan. It's true, the Golden Lion Shiki said. What a terrible ability. If only I had such ability, wouldn't it be easy to rule the world? Howard Stark corrected. It's not just Charles's ability that can do that, it's also the device called the Brainwave Intensifier. The power of science is the key to Charles's ability to wipe out humanity, not simply mutant abilities. Senju Hashirama. Master, what do you think Professor Charles will do? Li Zan. If he is really determined to maintain the peace of humans and mutants, then he will give up his naive idea. He will use iron-blooded means to unify his thoughts internally and use force to deter externally. Li Zan. First of all, he should unify the minds of the mutants. Mutants are chaotic within their minds. Some approve of Magneto's style. Mutants should be privileged and superior. Some approve of Charles's style. Mutants should be equal to humans, live in harmony. There are mutants who have nothing to do with themselves and go their own way. There are many mutants who rely on their ability to do evil. Howard Stark said speechlessly. If this is the case, then it is understandable that humans want to eliminate mutants. The mutants are so chaotic inside, humans can't do it if they want to talk to them about peace. Humans can unite their will, combat and restrain those who disagree with them. Ordinary people who are attacked by mutants, can mutants eliminate mutants who harm human beings? Ordinary people have countries that can restrain them, but mutants do not necessarily have organizations that can manage them. Li Zan. That's why I said that Professor Charles needs to unify his thoughts internally. Not to say that all mutants will listen to him, but at least he must ensure that he has a certain degree of dominance over mutants. Second, he has shown himself to mankind. Child's teeth. Uchiha Madara. I suddenly have a question. If there is no leader of the group, how would Professor Charles handle today's affairs? It's the Sentinel robot attacking the Mutant Academy. Li Zan. Either let things go, or be perfunctory by the higher-ups of humanity with a ridiculous excuse. This guy, like Senju Hashirama, wants to get on his knees and beg for peace. Uchiha Madara laughed and said, ha 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 ha, did you see it? Hashirama, this is you who doesn't have the strength of the ninja god. Senju Hashirama. Tired. Senju Tobarama silently changed the subject and said, Master, what do you think the current Charles will do with today's affairs? Li Zan. Who knows? Look at his determination. If it were me, all those involved in today's incident would be executed. In addition, the high-level human beings must also see blood, and only death can make people sober. Senju Hashirama said in amazement. No way? If this is going to kill people, won't it attract human revenge? Li Zan. Hashirama, let me tell you a real case. This country once sent troops to attack country because it suspected that country had weapons of destruction. This country did not attack country because it really had weapons of destruction. Uchiha Shisui. Understood. When the mutants may threaten the high-level human beings, the high-level human beings will try their best to eliminate it. When the mutants can really eliminate the high-level human beings, the high-level human beings will find a way to appease them. Li Zan. That's it, struggle for peace, and peace can be achieved. Professor Charles used to give up fighting and simply show goodwill to let human beings get along with them. It's naive and ridiculous. What are mutants? For many humans, mutants it is the experimental material that can be used to research and promote the development of science and technology, and it is the same wealth as Jinshan. Li Zan. Since you have a golden mountain, you must show the strength that you can have a golden mountain. No matter how kind a 3-year-old child is, he will be robbed when he goes to the downtown with gold. Mutants need to show not only kindness, but also strength, and the consciousness of destroying the enemy. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 171. The upper beam is not right and the lower beam is crooked. Who are you? Magneto looked vigilantly at Li Zan in front of him, with sharp metal flying around his body, ready to fight. Don't get excited, I'm just here to ask you some news. Where is He Huang Xiao's body? Li Zan ignored the metal flying around, and asked indifferently. What's your relationship with Xiao? A beautiful woman with blonde hair next to her looked at Li Zan curiously and asked. White Queen? I'm also curious, why are you here? Li Zan looked at this beautiful woman and determined that she was the White Queen of the Hellfire Club. The Sentinel robots are chasing the mutants more and more, and the Hellfire Club can't protect me. There is no way, I can only come here to warm up with Magneto. The White Queen sighed and said helplessly. Magneto looked at Li Zan with a serious look, and shouted, "You ask where Xiao's body is and what's the purpose?" Li Zan shook his head and said, "It seems that you are unwilling to cooperate well, there is nothing you can do." Eyes widened, Rinnegan's illusion was activated instantly, and Magneto's body stiffened. Telepathy? The White Queen on the side was stunned and couldn't believe it. She looked at the helmet on Magneto's head and said suspiciously, "Could it be that this helmet has been in disrepair for a long time?" Li Zan said, "The function of the helmet is still complete, but the ability I use is a little different from telepathy. Magneto, where is Xiao's body?" Magneto obediently revealed the whereabouts of the Black Emperor's body, and Li Zan turned to leave. But at this time, the mutant Black Emperor asked Li Zan to ask for the White Queen's phone number so that he could recruit his old team after he was reincarnated. "Queen White, can you give me your contact information? Xiao is coming back, he may contact you then." Li Zan looked at the White Queen and asked with a smile.
Xiao is coming back. Incredible. The White Queen didn't believe it, but she still gave Li Zan her contact information. Li Zan didn't stop and went directly to Xiao's cemetery to search for his body. In the chat group, Mutant Black Emperor. I didn't expect that the kid Eric buried me well. I thought he would cut me into pieces after killing me. Howard Stark. It means that if you hadn't killed his mother, he might have been yours. Any regrets? Mutant Black King. A little bit. Shiki the Golden Lion. The Mutant Black Emperor, is that White Queen your former subordinate? I didn't expect your subordinate to follow the person who killed you after you died. Mutant Black Emperor. This is also something that can't be helped. After all, my relationship with them is biased towards cooperation. We are all members of the Hellfire Club, but my level is a little higher than them. Tohsaka Tokiomi. I know the club, what does the Hellfire Club do? Mutant Black Emperor. It is an organization joined by important people on this planet, and has a pivotal position on this planet. There are many mutants, and I was the top of them. The code name of Black Emperor is also my code name in the Hellfire Club. Gold Thief Wu Nan. It seems that this organization called the Hellfire Club has declined now. Otherwise, how could the White Queen say that the Hellfire Club can't protect her? Li Zan. No, the Hellfire Club hasn't declined. It's just that a lot of ordinary people have joined it, and the Master has gained considerable power.
Mutant Black Emperor. So it is. Ordinary people and mutants share the Master Hellfire Club, so in this war between ordinary people and mutants, the Hellfire Club cannot help mutants. Li Zan. That's it. Let me tell you another secret. Magneto also joined the Hellfire Club, and also inherited the name of your Black Emperor. But later he found that the Hellfire Club couldn't help him build a mutant empire, so he quit the Hellfire Club and formed his own Brotherhood of Mutants. Mutant Black King. Really? It seems that Eric didn't learn my mind. Even if you can't get help from the Hellfire Club, you shouldn't quit easily. The Hellfire Club is a trading platform. Join, there are many benefits.
Outside world, Li Zan found the tomb of the Mutant Black Emperor and skillfully reincarnated him. In the chat group, the Mutant Black Emperor gratefully sent all his attributes to Li, including his scientific research talent and energy absorption ability. Looking at the reincarnated Mutant Black Emperor, Li Zan asked curiously, "What are your plans?" The Mutant Black Emperor replied, "First of all, I want to get back everything I once had. The rest I have to depend on the situation. After all, the world now is very different from that year. I built the Mutant Empire at the beginning. The difficulty of realizing the dream has increased hundreds of times." Li Zan shrugged, "Really? Good luck then." In the chat group, Howard Tucker said, "Master Group. I have a scientific research project here, I don't know if you are interested." Li Zan asked curiously, "What scientific research project?" Howard Stark. "There is a female doctor who has studied a desperate virus that can accelerate the regeneration of cells in the human body and restore the integrity of people with physical disabilities. However, this virus has a defect. It can accelerate the temperature of the human body when people are angry. If not, it will make people self-destruct. Senjuma. Looks like this virus has a lot of flaws. Not to mention making people self-explode, but it's very troublesome if one's anger heats up, and people will be cooked if they're not careful." Howard Stark corrected. "Don't worry, the situation of roasting people will not occur. The human body temperature brought by anger will not threaten the host of the virus, but will allow the host to have the superpower to heat itself."
Fire Fist Ace. Do you have the ability of the hot fruit? I remember that a cadre of the Big Mom Pirates had this ability, a very powerful ability. Li Zan. That's right, I know this virus, and if it is improved, it can become a powerful weapon. Also, did the female doctor who discovered the virus do anything to your son? Howard Tucker. No, the lady doctor just contacted us, and Tony hasn't met her yet, but from what I know about Tony, there's a good chance that something would have happened to them without me.
Uchiha Shisui. Since the group owner asks that, it must be in the original future, that female doctor has a lot of connection with Tony Stark. Howard Stark. I'm a little curious about what you said. It's definitely not an ordinary thing to ask the lord of the group to take the initiative to ask. Li Zan. In the original future I saw, your son teased a down-to-earth scientist in order to sleep her early, and let him blow the cold wind on the roof all night. Then after sleeping, he didn't help the female doctor to solve the problem. Trouble. Howard Stark said speechlessly. Why didn't this unfortunate child inherit my advantages? It's too bad. Irisville. The upper beam is not straight and the lower beam is crooked, stop pretending there. Howard Stark embarrassed. Speak the business. The things Tony did must have brought good consequences. Lee Zahn. Of course. Those two people who hated him collaborated, sold the flawed extremis virus to others as a weapon, and nearly killed Tony 20 years later. Howard Tucker. Lord, can you tell me what my son will be like in the future? After hearing what you said, I suddenly feel worried about his future. Dot for flowers. Lee Zahn. Your son. Your son will become a hero in the future, sacrificing his life to save the universe. Meitu Ye said stunned. No way. I can't believe it. If his character is as bad as the group leader said, how could he sacrifice himself to save the universe? He doesn't even do what he should do. Willing to do it. Lee Zahn. It's also thanks to Howard Stark, who left Tony with a good uncle, Obadiah. Howard Stark. This is my partner who created the Stark group with me. What did he do? It's not worth my trust in him, he really put Tony on the right track. One Piece Roger said enviously. It seems that you are very lucky, you have chosen the right person to entrust your offspring. Unlike me, who foolishly entrusted your son to that bastard Garp. Whitebeard said speechlessly, it's alright. Although Garp Ace's care was not very good, he didn't do it on purpose. Isn't your son treated the same as his grandson? One Piece Roger said helplessly. That's why I said I was stupid and entrusted my son to such a neurotic guy. He can't even educate his own grandson, how can he educate my son? 0. Lee Zahn. Did you misunderstand something? Although Tony Stark becoming a hero is closely related to Obadiah, I didn't say that he used normal means to guide Tony Stark. Howard Stark was speechless. Why do I suddenly have a bad feeling? Lee Zahn. Congratulations, your hunch was right. Obadiah secretly sold Stark Group weapons to the warmongers and used them to murder Tony Stark. But the warmongers saw your son's talent. Instead of killing him, he kidnapped him and wanted him to design a weapon for himself. Lee Zahn. Tony Stark secretly created a robotic armor while being controlled by the enemy, and then he broke out of the siege. But the partner who saved him and helped him make the armor died there, which made his mood has changed. Howard Stark. Poor Tony, the price of this growth is a little heavy. He should have changed himself since then. Lee Zahn. Yeah, he realized the disaster and destruction his weapons brought to the world, and shut down the Stark Group's weapons department. He researched more powerful machine armor to maintain justice, known as Iron Man. Howard Stark spit out. Iron Man. What a rubbish name. Is steel strong? The name is a bit vulgar. After seeing all kinds of abilities to treat metal as junk, Howard Stark is not too fond of steel.
Lee Zahn said speechlessly. It's just a nickname, why should you care? There are too many superheroes and supervillains with exaggerated names in this world. But names don't mean strength, your son is still very powerful. Howard Stark. Relying on the powerful equipment brought by science? Or does he develop powerful drugs that can transform the human body? Lee Zahn. Your son is not very interested in biotechnology. He relies on external equipment. But his mind is really good, and finally he has developed nano armor. Howard Stark. Nano armor. Interesting. Lee Zahn. You want to study? Howard Stark. Of course. I don't think I'm worse than my son, I want him to know that his dad will always be his dad. With me around, he wouldn't have invented these super equipment. Although he loves his son very much, Howard Stark will not let anyone in scientific research, even if that person is his own son. What's more, Howard doesn't want Tony to feel that he has surpassed his father. Does Howard lose face? Go on. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 172. How is this possible? Howard said that he was not weaker than others in his life, even his son would not try to surpass him. Lee Zahn said speechlessly. Are you going to replace your son as Iron Man? Yes. You can be the Iron Man generation, let your son be the Iron Man second generation, and find an Iron Man third generation before your son retires. Howard Stark. Something like Hokage. That's fine. We all know this system after all, it's rubbish. Senju Hashirama, Senju Tobarama, Namikaze Minato. The three Hokages said they have something to say, and there are many warm and friendly greetings that they want to send to Howard Stark. Howard Stark said that he did not see the speeches of the three Hokages, and continued to answer Lee Zahn's previous question. The name Iron Man is a bit vulgar, what do you think of the nickname, Mr. Man? Lee Zahn. Yes, you and your son's shamelessness and narcissism are indeed in the same line. Senju Tobarama pointedly said, Howard, can you really research mechanical armor? If you had such a thing back then, you wouldn't be killed easily, right? Senju Hashirama slapped the knife. If I remember correctly, Howard was killed by a sergeant. If the rank of this world is similar to that of the pirate world, then Howard's strength is too bad. Fisher Tiger. If I remember correctly, the Marine system should be like this: Sergeant, Lieutenant, Colonel, General. Marine Admiral is the highest rank, Sergeant is the second lowest rank.
4-5 zeros. Shaki the Golden Lion. Where's Marshal Marine? Fisher Tiger. Marshal Marine is just a post, and the rank is still Admiral. Howard Tucker defended. This world is different from the pirate world, and it is not based on personal strength to divide the level. And I am not a combat type, you all know this. Senju Tobarama asked. Master, can Iron Man beat Sergeant Buggy? Li Zan. Of course. Senju Tobarama. In that case, Howard, why didn't you study mechanical armor to protect yourself? You said, you are no worse than your son. Howard Stark. I was researching medicines that can improve physical fitness. Mechanical armor and so on were not within my research scope. You must know that my energy is also limited. Li Zan. Howard, were you able to make mechanical armor back then? Howard Stark. Simple armor is fine, but energy is always an important issue. Although I have thought of ways to solve the problem, the technology at the time was not enough for me to practice my ideas. So I synthesized that the method of vital energy remained, and was handed to Tony in a secret way. Senju Tobarama once again jumped out and satirized, because his wisdom is beyond the times, there are many problems that cannot be solved. Vegapunk expresses his dissatisfaction. People have not said anything beyond the times for 500 years, what can you show off? Howard Stark said speechlessly. Okay. It's alright, can't I admit my mistake? Second Hokage, you are really busy.
Uchiha Madara sneered. Senju Tobarama is just a sly bastard, don't take him too seriously. Howard Stark. No problem. Let's ignore him and continue to talk about the problem of mechanical armor. Although the current level of technology has not reached the state I expected, but I have endless energy now. If there is another group leader to help, if so, the backwardness of technology level is not a problem at all. Whitebeard. Gulalala, Howard, do you want to replace your son as Iron Man? Do you want to avoid his future death crisis?
Howard Stark. I'm not worried about this matter. I believe that the group owner will help me solve it. In addition, I also want to know how Tony sacrificed himself to save the universe. One Piece Roger. I want to know too. Lord, are you sure he saves the universe instead of a planet? We are all just hanging out on one planet, it's hard to even save one planet. How can he save the entire planet? Universe. Senju Hashirama. If Tony Stark really sacrificed himself to save the universe, it means that there will be events in this world that can endanger the entire universe. This is not a good thing. You must know that even the master of the group cannot destroy the universe. Howard Tucker. Master, what is the crisis that Tony solved? Li Zan. Do you remember the cosmic Rubik's Cube you studied? Howard Stark was surprised. Could it be that the characters in myths and legends appeared, and they broke out the war of gods? If it is the battle of gods, it is indeed possible to destroy the universe. But how did Tony Stark solve this crisis? He's just a mortal. One Piece Roger. God. Unbelievable. A mythical figure like Pluto, Poseidon, Uranus. Uchiha Madara. If this is the case, then the world is interesting. No wonder the group leader said that the world is so deep that even gods have appeared. Mutant Black Emperor. If I remember correctly, the cosmic Rubik's Cube is indeed the treasure of Odin in myths and legends. Li Zan. There are indeed gods in this world, but they are just some powerful races in the universe, with some technology and magic that are no different from gods in the eyes of ordinary people. If the Otsutsuki clan of the Hokage world were thrown into this world, maybe they can also mix the title of a Protoss.
Uchiha Madara. The Otsutsuki clan. If it is a per capita race of the Sage of Six Paths, then it is okay to say that they are the gods. In other words, will there really be a war of gods in this world? Li Zan. There is no god war. If there is one, it should be Infinity War caused by the Infinity Stones. Howard Stark puzzled. What is the Infinity Stone? You just said that it has something to do with the cosmic Rubik's Cube. Li Zan. The Infinity Stones are transformed by the laws of the universe, and have the power of rules like Devil Fruit in the pirate world. At the same time, they also have infinite energy, like 10 tails in the Hokage world, which represent the origin. Whitebeard. In order to fight for the war caused by the infinite gems, almost destroying the entire universe. It feels a little unbelievable. The top devil fruit in the pirate world, it is impossible to trigger a war that is enough to destroy the world. Senju Tobarama. I see. Is it an exaggeration to say that the group owner saves the universe? Just like the powers that claim to be able to destroy the world before. Li Zan. To answer Whitebeard's question first, the number of Infinity Stones is not as many as Devil Fruit, only 6. Moreover, the power of Infinity Stones is much stronger than Devil Fruit. At the same time, those who master 6 Infinity Stones can snap their fingers with one finger. Kill half of the entire universe. Howard Stark was stunned. No way. Whitebeard was also stunned. How can such a thing happen? If the Infinity Stones are really so powerful, Devil Fruit is not qualified to be compared with it. Li Zan said speechlessly. I just said that they are somewhat similar in terms of master rules, who asked you to compare their powers? Devil Fruit and 10 Tails correspond to one planet, and the Infinity Stones correspond to billions of planets. Universe. Senju Tobarama. Think of the terrifying power 10 Tails Jinchuriki possesses on the planet of ninjas. One illusion can kill the entire planet of ninjas.
After collecting 6 Infinity Stones, it seems not impossible to kill half of the entire universe. Li Zan. It's more than that. A person with 6 Infinity Stones is far more terrifying than 10 Tails Jinchuriki in terms of authority. 10 Tails Jinchuriki has only power, but a person with 6 Infinity Stones can change the universe at will. Everything. Howard Stark. Is this the crisis of Tony's change? But since it was the Infinity Stones that caused the crisis, what does it have to do with the Cosmic Cube? Li Zan. The core of the cube is the Space Gem, one of the 6 Infinity Gems. Otherwise, how could it have infinite energy?
Howard Stark. So that's the case. The group master wants the universe Rubik's Cube? Li Zan. That's right. Cosmic magic is strong, and I need its power. Howard Stark wondered. The universe Rubik's Cube is not my thing. I can't make the decision to give it to you, the group leader. Li Zan laughed. The cube is not your thing, wouldn't it be better? That way I can grab it without any psychological burden. Howard Stark. Golden Lion Shiki. Zoo ha ha ha. The leader of the group is right, just grab what you want. Since this thing is not from Howard Stark, there is no need for the leader of the group to be taboo.
Li Zan. Indeed, I'm not good at grabbing things from members of the group, but other people's things will be fine. Howard Stark said speechlessly. Okay. Since the group master wants this thing, the group master can get it by himself. Do you need my help to figure out its location? Sword God Ryoma said. No way. The group master wants to take away the important treasures of your planet, you just don't want to stop it, and you can help the group master. The preciousness of the infinite gems, the group master has not already told. Has it passed you? Howard Tucker. It is precisely because I know the preciousness of the Infinity Stone that I understand that this kind of treasure is not something that our Earth can have. The master of the group does not look down on the Earth, so this gem will follow him to other planets sooner or later, so that isn't it nice? Whitebeard. Old la la la. As long as the Infinity Stones are not on this planet, the war for the Infinity Stones will not start on Earth. Is this your plan, Howard? Shiki, the Golden Lion, urged. I think you can work hard and try to drive the power of the Infinity Stones. Are you afraid of war even after mastering such a powerful treasure? Howard Stark. I've been researching the Universe Cube for many years, but I haven't had any decent results. And the owner of the group also said that the properties of this thing are like devil fruit. Don't you know the properties of devil fruit? It's not eating. If you go down, you will be able to master his power. Senju Hashirama. Indeed, a weak chicken like Howard Stark, whether it's the Infinity Stones or the devil fruit, can't use them when he gets them. Doflamingo. Fufu. Devil fruit depends on development. Personal use of devil fruit's abilities is far more important than devil fruit's own power.
Tokiomi Tohsaka. Have you all found it? The cube is the treasure of Odin in mythology. Was the cube lost by Odin? If so, those who hold the cube should be careful. Li Zan. Odin didn't lose the cosmic cube, but he voluntarily hid it on Earth. He knew the Infinity Stones would bring trouble, so he hid it elsewhere. Howard Stark said speechlessly. Even the King of Gods is afraid of the trouble caused by the cube 3.7. It seems that this thing must be sent away. Lord Group, do you know the whereabouts of the cube?
Li Zan. I don't know, I need you to help me investigate. Have you contacted anyone from S.H.I.E.L.D.? As far as I know, the cosmic Rubik's Cube is in the hands of S.H.I.E.L.D. Where exactly is it placed for research? It's up to me, I can't figure it out. Li Zan knows where the Rubik's Cube will be placed 20 years later, but he doesn't know where the Rubik's Cube is now. Howard Stark can help him investigate, save him from doing it himself. Although he can use illusion to figure out the location of the universe Rubik's Cube by himself, and then grab it, but doing so is definitely not small. Before getting the Infinity Stones, Li Zan didn't want to make too much noise, after all, he didn't have much strength in this world. Howard Stark. I'm about to contact them. But when I meet them, what should I say about the changes in me? It's a little inappropriate to say the group owner, but it's hard to fool them with just making up excuses. Li Zan. It's simple, you just need to divert their attention with more important things. I'll give you a cool piece of information, you give it to the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. The black marinated egg will surely gain his trust. Howard Stark. What intelligence? Li Zan. S.H.I.E.L.D. was infiltrated by Hydra, and Pierce, the former director of S.H.I.E.L.D., was a member of Hydra. Is this news good enough? Howard Stark was stunned. How is this possible? Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 173. Maybe he is imitating you. Howard Stark was stunned. Howard Stark, Spartan. Although he had long known from Li Zan that Hydra was not dead, he never thought that Hydra had infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D.
Why was S.H.I.E.L.D. formed? Wasn't it established to prevent organizations like Hydra from reappearing in the world? As a result, after a long time of trouble, S.H.I.E.L.D. was actually infiltrated by Hydra. What is this? The mousetrap that was originally prepared turned out to be the mouse's den. Howard Tucker was a little unacceptable, and said in the chat group, Master Group Owner, are you sure you are not mistaken? S.H.I.E.L.D. exists specifically to deal with organizations like Hydra.
Doflamingo sneered. Marine exists to deal with pirates, but are there still few Marines who collude with pirates? It's not uncommon for mice to be brothers with cats in any world. Howard Tucker sighed. The truth is such a truth. But anyone who encounters this kind of thing will feel absurd and unbelievable. Li Zan. If you find it hard to believe, you can verify it yourself. The black marinated egg in shield can be trusted, so you secretly seek cooperation with him first. Investigate quietly, and it is not difficult to find out about Hydra's legitimacy. Howard Stark. In this case, the group owner may have to wait in this world for a few days. In fact, this is not bad, the group owner can take a good tour of this world. Li Zan. Forget it. The technology in this world hasn't developed enough to satisfy me, and it's no fun to stay here. I'd better go back to the Hokage world and the pirate world, at least I have more friends over there. Howard Stark. Li Zan. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten about the 15 extremis virus you mentioned. I will leave a clone here before I leave. Tasmi. Master Group Owner, do you know what's going on with me? I don't have anything good, but I still want to ask the group owner to help me. Tasmi sent all the skills in his attribute list to Li Zan, a talent that is not very strong, plus a pass to cut the world of Crimson Eyes. This is all Tasmi has. Uchiha Madara said speechlessly. The newcomer seems to be very weak, and the red envelopes given here are too shabby, right? I remember that the group owner said before that there is nothing in the newcomer that interests him. It seems that the 5 newcomers this time are all weak chicken. Senju Tobarama. Indeed, compared with us before, the things the newcomers give are too shabby. Not to mention the quantity is small, the quality is not very good. Even an ordinary person like Howard Stark can be beaten by his scientific talent. Press them.
'Tis me. I know I'm shabby, but can you guys stop being so outspoken? It hurts self-esteem. Li Zan. Don't be sad, 'tis me. It's fate to be able to join the chat group. Even if the things you give are not good, I will try my best to help you. 'Tis me was grateful and said, thank you, Lord of the group. Uchiha Madara. Looking at the appearance of the newcomer's outbreak, his world should not be very good, right? Li Zan. The world of newcomers is similar to the world of Hokage. Although there are many strong people there, their physical fitness is not that good.
Shiki, the golden lion, laughed. Jia ha ha ha. It's as powerful as a ninja, but weak in physical defense and vitality. If that's the case, the leader of the group can consider sending out ninjas from the Hokage world. Li Zan. Let the ninja troops enter the Crimson world. Good attention. There are no battles in the Hokage world, so it's impossible to cultivate a strong army. It's good to have the Crimson world to train them. Tasmi said stunned. Master, what do you mean by this? You want to let the armies of other worlds enter my world? Li Zan. That's right. Your world is different from other worlds, it needs to be saved. If you don't believe me, I'll show you now. Li Zan used the world pass and came directly to the world of Scarlet Eyes and appeared in the imperial capital. Tasmi said in the chat group. This is the capital of the empire. When I first came here, I was killed by someone inexplicably. Shiki the Golden Lion. The capital of an empire. It really is a prosperous place. In the world of pirates, only Mariajoy can match the most cities. Howard Tucker. The development of transportation technology limits the scope of the city, and the Marble world is much more prosperous than this city. But from the surface of this city, it seems that there is no need to save it. One Piece Roger. No, rescue is needed here. I heard a lot of pain, as if countless people were crying. Fisher Tiger. I can say with certainty that this city is like Mariajoy. On the surface it is prosperous and beautiful, but beneath it lies the corpses of countless slaves.
Sword God Ryoma. Really, open your observation hockey and listen to it. A lot of people are screaming in pain. Are the rich people in this world so ugly? No wonder the group owner said that this world needs to be saved. Li Zan's body danced flexibly in the imperial capital, witnessing scenes of ugliness with Tasmi's vision. Tasmi does not have the strong perception ability of observation hockey, so Li Zan used this method to let him see the real imperial capital. Seeing the ugly scenes in the imperial capital, Tasmi's heart collapsed. No way. It's crazy, how can such a thing happen in the world? Senju Hashirama said solemnly, the world really needs to be saved. If it is to treat the enemy, I will not comment on the cruelty of the rich. But how cruel they are to innocent civilians and children, I can't stand it. Lu Xing. According to the historical knowledge I have learned, whenever such a situation occurs in a country, it is basically the end of the dynasty, and it is necessary to change the dynasty. In other words, is there any force in this world that is ready to change the dynasty? Li Zan. Yes, but they are not good things, and they are not much different from the current rulers. Even if they overthrow the current empire, the changes will not be very big. Tasmi. Why do you say that? Li Zan. In the original future, the revolutionary army of this world overthrew the empire. But they were able to win because they were helped by the imperial bureaucracy. It was the bureaucrats who murdered the civilians who helped the revolutionary army to gain victory. Doflamingo. Fufu. Simply put, the cat and the mouse cooperate with each other to defeat the cat's master. After the mouse is in charge, the cat gets more food and greater freedom. Li Zan. Your assessment is very accurate. In the world of pirates,
Those high-ranking government officials and degenerate marines who relied on celestial dragons to make a fortune, cooperated with the Revolutionary Army to eliminate the celestial dragons. Then the Revolutionary Army became a new celestial dragons, high-ranking government officials and fallen marines get more power and more wealth. Fire Fist Ace. It's unbelievable. How could the Revolutionary Army in this world cooperate with the Imperial officials? Li Zan. Why not? Those high-ranking Imperial officials have enormous power, and with their help, the Empire can be replaced faster. In the original future, after the Revolutionary Army captured the Empire, in order to thank those high-ranking Imperial officials who helped them, they were sent to them. A former partner is listed as a wanted criminal to hunt down. Whitebeard said angrily. Nani? For a group of degenerate bastards, the Revolutionary Army actually shot at its own partners.
Howard Stark. I bet. The Revolutionary Army who was abandoned and hunted down was definitely doing the work of dealing with high-ranking Imperial officials. Li Zan. That's right. That's an organization under the Revolutionary Army called Night Attack, which specializes in hunting down those corrupt and depraved Imperial officials. The Revolutionary Army abandoned them as soon as they conquered the world. Do you know what that means? Howard Stark. I'm afraid it's not just as simple as showing goodwill to the high-ranking officials of the Empire. It is very likely that the high-level Revolutionary Army is also ready to fall.
Han Fei. So it is. Now that he is ready to fall, his partner who specializes in punishing the fallen can no longer stay. Because they are worried that the partner's knife that specifically punishes the fallen will fall on their heads. Outside world. The clamor suddenly sounded, and a group of enforcers of the Empire ran on horseback, shouting announcements loudly. Lord Mora is going to execute the Night Raiders. At least the captured member of the Night Raid, Lubbock, will be executed by Lord Mora soon. Go to the execution platform in the Imperial capital to watch the excitement. It will be too late if you are late. In the chat group, Tasmi said stunned. The 450 they said just now means that the members of the Night Raid will be executed, right? Li Zan. Yeah, Night Raids are designed to hunt and kill high-ranking Imperial officials. How could the high-ranking Imperial officials not take precautions? In fact, in the original future, very few members of the Night Raids survived, and they were basically fighting with the Empire. Died during the battle. Second Mizukage Ghost Lantern Moon. Poor. For the sake of the Revolutionary Army's cause, I gave up my life, and in the end, I was abandoned by the Revolutionary Army. These Night Raid members are too miserable, aren't they? Tasmi. Master Group Leader, please save that Night Raid member. Li Zan. Okay, I was just about to go check it out. Maybe this matter has something to do with the transmigrator.
On the high platform in front of the execution platform, an arrogant young man sat on the main seat. When Li saw the young Zan, his face suddenly became wonderful. In the chat group, Doflamingo sent a series of ellipses. Shiki, the golden lion stunned, said, Am I right? This Mora is really similar to Doflamingo. Not only in strength, but also in temperament. Doflamingo, do you have a brother in this other world?
Doflamingo snorted coldly. What brother? My brother is nothing like me. Lord Group Owner, what the hell is going on with that guy? Li Zan thoughtfully. Maybe, he's imitating you. Outside world. Mora looked at Lubbock on the execution platform and said triumphantly, Lubbock, do you have any last words to say? Lubbock looked at Mora with red eyes, gritted his teeth and said, How can you have a Taigu exactly like me? Mora said mockingly. You don't really think that I'm using Tegu, right? Don't be stupid. The ability I use has nothing to do with Tegu. This is the Devil Fruit ability, and it is a treasure in the sea. The power. Mora's fingers twisted, and transparent sharp silk threads flicked on his fingertips, which he played with at will. Lubbock, although our abilities are very similar, you can't beat me. You are defeated, and you will die obediently. Mora said indifferently. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running. Chapter 174 You are so disgusting to laugh. Mora stood up and looked down at Lubbock below, and said with a frenzied expression, With your ability to attack this three-legged cat at night, you also want to challenge the rule of the Empire. Dream goodbye. As long as I have Heavenly Yaksha Mora there, you bloody rebels will never succeed. As soon as Mora said these words, people around him responded enthusiastically.
Lord Mora is right. Damn rebels, die obediently. As expected of the son of Lord Ornest, both father and son are the pillars of the Empire. Mora listened to the cheers of the crowd, nodded with satisfaction, and waved her big hand to order, execution. Before the two executioners had time to act, an energy cannonball landed on them. On the high platform in the distance, a beautiful girl with pink hair held a firearm at Mora below, and shouted at Lubbock. Don't be afraid, we're here to save you. Main, a member of the Night Raid, holds a Taigu romantic turret, and has a very strong long-range attack power. Mora was not in a hurry, but instead showed a conspiracy successful smile on his face, and said with a sneer, Yishi, I knew you would come to the robbery field. Since you are here, don't think about leaving. Main looked at Mora and said with a displeased expression, As expected of the son of that old thief Ornest, you are as bastard as you lousy.
As soon as the words fell, the romantic battery in Main's hand suddenly opened fire, and an energy shell fell on Mora. Boom. Mora reluctantly took over Main's attack, and a flame enveloped him. Main was ecstatic. This idiot didn't hide, was he killed by me? A playful voice came from the flames. You have a good idea, but unfortunately you can't kill me. The flames dissipated, revealing the intact Mora. He was covered with a layer of armament hockey, blocking Main's previous attack. Main was stunned for a moment, and said with an unbelievable expression, how is this possible? Without the use of the Emperor's equipment, how could a human body resist the attack of the Emperor's equipment? Mora laughed wildly and said, this is a power you can't understand. Just be obedient and capture it. Considering the number of beauties in your night raid members, I can give you a chance to make meritorious deeds. Main sneered, raised her hand and another energy cannonball hit it. Delusional. I want to see, how many attacks can you withstand from the romantic fort?
Mora tilted his head, and the energy ray of the romantic turret passed through him. I can't just defend, I can dodge all your attacks. Not only that. Mora's gaze turned to the execution platform below, and the members of the Night Raiders such as Kai Tong had already rushed towards Lubbock. I still have Conqueror's Hockey. Invisible coercion bloomed from Mora, and the irrelevant personnel who were used by Yi Raid members as cover fell one after another, exposing the main fighting strength of Night Raid in the Empire. Amazing ability, can't let you live, funeral.
Kai Tong held a one-hit kill, Murasama, and killed Mora without saying a word, and Mora fought fiercely with him, not to be outdone. Fufufufu, Kai Tong, why do you want to betray the Empire? As an agent of the Empire, you should know very well what kind of power the Empire has. You can't win, so just surrender. Mora let out Doflamingo's sign of laughter, and said jokingly, if you are willing to surrender now, you can be free as long as you serve me as a maid for a few years, how about that? Kai Tong had a cold face, and Murasama attacked Mora repeatedly, forcing Mora to dodge everywhere. Although he has the string fruit ability and armament hockey to resist, Mora doesn't want to do it. He was worried that if he didn't guard against it, it would be bad if Tegu Mura cut his skin. Dark. After dodging several times in succession, the Emperor of the Empire that Mora had arranged in advance appeared, and a girl with a long sword and several puppets, who looked very similar to Kai Tong, appeared. Kai Tong's younger sister, Hei Tong, took over Mora's position as soon as she appeared and fought with her older sister. Ace Day, General, please. As soon as Mora was freed, she immediately jumped to the side of a blue-haired woman on the high platform and complimented her with a smile. You're laughing so disgustingly. Ace Day looked at Mora indifferently and said in a cold tone. Mora said aggrieved. I don't want to laugh like that. Ace Day snorted coldly, completely ignoring Mora's words. If you don't want to laugh like that, why are you laughing?
Mora was helpless. He knew that Ace Day likes a pure smile, but what can he do? As an imitator, he can only imitate Doflamingo's smile. Open black lens bracket pure smile. Even if I don't imitate Doflamingo, I don't have that smile, do I? Ace Dess's other requirements are well met, but the pure smile stumped me. But the problem is not big, anyway, there's no does me to compete with me. As long as my strength keeps getting stronger, even if I can't meet Acid's requirements, I can still use my strength to conquer her. Mora glanced at Acid's figure, thinking maliciously in her heart. Far away, Li Zan made his body transparent and silently watched the scene. Others in the chat group also saw the scene outside through him. Doflamingo. What's up with that damn Mora? Not only does he have my string fruit ability, but he imitates me everywhere. Shiki the Golden Lion. At times like this, we have to ask our almighty leader of the group. The leader of the group must know what's going on with him, right? Li Zan. Of course. Remember what I told you before. The past and future of your world may be just a story in your world. And the story of your world may be something that happened in the real world. Lucy. I still remember this, there is a story of One Piece Hokage ninja in our world. Li Zan. Those who come from other worlds can be called traversers. That Mora is a traverser, and he knows the past and future of this world. Because he has seen stories about this world in his own world. Quote. Tasmi. If that's the case, doesn't he make a lot of money? If he knows the past and future, he must get a lot of benefits, right? Li Zan. Of course. Knowing the past and the future has great advantages, otherwise how could he kill you in advance? Tasmi was angry. What? I was killed as soon as I came to the imperial capital. It turned out to be his hands and feet. Damn it, why did he do this? Li Zan. Because in the original future, you will be seen by that woman. He didn't want this scene to happen, so he eliminated you in advance. Tasmi looked at Ace Day and said in amazement, I know that woman, Imperial General Ace Day. How could she have a crush on me? Li Zan. The world is so magical, you just met the criteria for her love interest. Howard Stark. That woman is really beautiful. No wonder this transmigrator wants to kill you. Love killing is one of the more common reasons for killing. Tasmi said angrily. He changed my life? Would my life be very happy without him? Li Zan. You think too much. Even without him, your life is still a tragedy. His appearance just ended your tragic life prematurely. Tasmi couldn't believe it.
No way. Li Zan. Why not? If you didn't have him, you would join the night raid and watch your partners get killed by the Empire one by one. The Acedes who likes you is a firm supporter of the Empire. Quote. Howard Stark. Since their positions are different, will Ace Day still like him? If Ace Day continues to like him, will he change his position? If he won't change his position, why is the transmigrator? Consider him a threat.
Li Zan. Howard, don't treat Ace Day as an ordinary woman. This is a woman with special hobbies who likes to abuse and torture others. At the same time, she is also a strong man who insists on fighting, believes in the law of the weak and takes a firm stand. Li Zan. Tizmi is unwilling to join her in the Empire. Her choice is to arrest Tizmi and torture him, forcing him to bow his head and obey her obediently. Do you understand? This is not a little woman. This is a strong man who likes to dominate others. Tizmi. It's terrifying to be liked by such a woman. Doflamingo. Master Group Owner, what's the matter with him constantly imitating me? And the string fruit ability and conqueror's hockey that he showed just now are all the east, or Lees, west of the pirate world. Li Zan. He should have something called a system, and our chat group is also a kind of system. This kind of thing has a magical ability to achieve all kinds of impossible things. Li Zan. If I'm not mistaken, the transmigrator can get all your power as long as he keeps imitating you. Didn't he just say that? He doesn't want to laugh like Doflamingo, he can't do anything to gain power, did so. Golden Lion Shiki. It seems that his system is not as good as that of the group owner. If the group owner wants to become stronger, he doesn't need to be so troublesome. Li Zan. Of course. He and I are both players, it's just that I'm a bigger player. Whitebeard. Master, what's the matter with those two little girls who are almost identical in length? I think they should be Li Sheng's sisters. Why did they fight so fiercely? They looked like they were going to kill each other. Doflamingo. Fufu, Whitebeard, don't be so naive. Who said that the Li Sheng sisters can't face each other in life and death? It's normal to separate life and death when our positions are different. Isn't it the case with my brother Rosinante?
Sword God Ryoma. Doflamingo and his younger brother are pirates and marine respectively, and the pair of sisters in the distance are the Empire and the Revolutionary Army respectively. There is nothing new in the heavens and the world, they are basically the same. Thank you for reading this story at mtlarchive.com. Your support enables us to keep the site running.